debt, your payments past due. Your life just races past you.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
In debt, your payments past due. Your life just races past you.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
There is a hidden agenda at play. Same old bullshit but a different day. They're telling us lies and they're getting away, deceiving the world and it isn't okay. Get out my way cause I'm shining the light on these bastards with every chance that I get. Attempting to wake people up to this nonsense until the elite just can't handle this shit. Sick of living life in utter madness. So sick of them treating us like maggots. Look at textbooks taught in classes. Do some research, nothing matches. Then they start waving their Hollywood wands. No sign of a brain because all of it's gone. That's where they wanted you at all along. Stuff that you think you know, all of it's wrong. These people stay lying, even though most ain't buying the mainstream manipulation, but still they stay trying. Look what happened on 9/11. Look what happened at Sandy Hook. These fancy crooks write lies as history in their fancy books.
In debt, your payments past due. Your life just races past you.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
In debt, your payments past due. Your life just races past you.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
Welcome to your trauma-based mind control. When will the shit end, man? I don't know. Until then, there's no place I won't go. I'm trying to wise up, rise up, and fight the foe. Yo, I don't give a fuck if you call the cops. This is over to the dose, and I'm not gonna stop. Nobody in my life is gonna call the shots, unless it's just me, so it's all or not. The way that they have us all living is sad. Humans are stupid, conditions are bad. I promise that you won't be digging the future. You're gonna be missing the shit that you had. I don't even know if we can ever even win. The only thing I'm sure of is I'll never sleep again. If you think you know anything, then you better think again. Just a part of a story that might not ever even end. Oh no, how can it be? This world is testing me. Won't give up readily. This is my destiny. I won't quit till my heart stops ticking. Searching for the part that's missing. Seeking truth, I'm on a mission. I can see, I got that vision.
In debt, your payments past due. Your life just races past you.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
We are enslaved like cattle, held back with chains and shackles.
Wake up, the Matrix has you. Wake up, the Matrix has you.
There is a hidden agenda, and it's hidden right up in plain sight. You can try your best to not let them get you, but the new world order's about to take flight.
Listen to the lyrics of this song. We need love and unity. This is time. We need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. This is time. We need education, more than bullets and bombs. This is time. We need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. This is time. We have to wake up and change the world. As the results of 2,000 years of hypocrisy, ego-driven leaders in pursuit of property, power and wealth and fame, oppressing and murdering, killing all in God's name. Iniquity spread across the nation. Humanity is into separation. In the midst of a darkest hour, we rise to reclaim our power. In this time, we need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. In this time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. We say we not give up, not give up. Not give up. Oh no, we not give it. Not give it. Not give up. Education using dirty politicians, brainwash education, war on religion, racial division, food with no nutrition. Hey, this is the Babylon system. Their intention to use all their wicked invention, all the propaganda promoting consumerism. It's all a distraction, only misdirection to break high direction. But if you want come follow me, make you know say what I want. This is how I get you ready for the Armageddon. I'm in on for the revolution. Power, love and compassion. Cause if we go at them with weapons, then they have more guns. Go at them with money, then they have more funds. With unification, then time soon done. We owe to our daughters and sons in a decent time. Love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. At this time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. At this time, we need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. At this time, we have to wake up and change the world. At this time, we need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. At this time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. At this time, we need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. At this time, we have to wake up and change the world.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the show. I have my trusty co-host Shapu here with me tonight, as usual. Hey, Shapu, how you doing?
Hi, Jen. I'm doing fine. Thank you. And great to be
Good.
here again.
Yeah, I'm excited about Melted, Colorado, and we have a very special guest with us tonight. We have Crystal Pyramid back with us. Crystal Pyramids is here, and her channel link is in the description below. So if you're not something about her, make sure you are. This girl's got some amazing boots on the ground footage. What's up, Crystal? Hey, let me see your shirt. Let me see your shirt.
She's got a nice one here.
Woo, look at that. I love you guys. It looks so good on you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. I wear it proudly. It
Nice.
started some conversations, which is really cool.
That's what we want. That's what we want. That's amazing.
But thank you again. I'm so happy you invited me back. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to share all of this stuff with you guys. So
yes,
yeah,
you've been busy. You've been busy. And Shapu and I have been busy busting out shows, trying to educate ourselves and everybody else on what we've learned. Shapu has brought so much to the table as far as his research goes, especially with the polymorphs and the grain growth. It makes so much sense now. And we're seeing more and more of these polygonal walls popping up, different levels of heat damage. And I'm so excited to see what kind of boots on the ground you've gotten into, because the last time we looked at your stuff, it blew my mind. And you are just surrounded. And like, what are you in, like, you're like Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, all this right in your backyard practically. It's amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I have so much. I have a list of all the places, but I'll wait to jump in. I'm just like a horse at the gate, ready to just run. So
No problem.
It's all good. It's all good.
So, Shapu, I sent you a picture, Shapu. I thought maybe we'd bring it up real quick before we get into the meat of everything we're going to cover, which is going to mainly be everything you have, Crystal, because I know you have a lot of stuff, and I like to pause and talk through it. And this is going to take us a while. I mean, we had to do part 2 for Arizona. But I want to show this picture. It's an interesting picture I found. I forget if we have shown this in the past. I feel like we have shown it in the past, but it came across my phone last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, just look at this. It makes so much sense now, given what we've learned about this grain growth and the reaction of heat in the molecular form on a micro level of what it's doing, actually on the macro level.
I'm sorry, I cannot zoom in.
That's okay. I'm going to make it big so we have it on an extra big screen for anybody who's watching on their cell phones. Hopefully this works out for me and goes big.
Yeah, you ever wonder who wants to build like this, Look at this bottom part, it's all melted together, and this and this, it's just crazy. What's going on here?
But as you can see, though, the bottom boulders are way bigger than anything above it. So the heat's coming from the bottom. That's where it's affected the most. You can almost see the heat wave running through the building itself, the way the bricks went wavy in this process.
Yeah, so.
And then as it rises, these boulders, that have the grain growth, that's why they've expanded like that. Even at the very top are the smallest ones, even though they're still forming.
Yes, these were like abnormalities in the growth. That's why they protrude more like this instead of being melted together into like a polygonal wall like we used to see. Like this one is like
I see it. Yes,
half part of being a rock and a brick. You can really see it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, so now we're starting to find out what's happening on this microscopic level of this extreme heat event and why the end result turns out to be like things like this in different locations. Every level of heat, it could be within 5 degrees of itself. Just any different level of heat damage within one section to the other is going to have a completely different result on the end product of the solidification. So yeah, we don't we don't mess around here. We just get right into it because we love Meltology, and boy, guys, I got to tell you, it's really taking off at this point. Yes. It's absolutely amazing. It's on everybody's tongues. Even the people who hate it absolutely love it. They just don't know it. Because it seems to be there's no real middle ground. It's either people absolutely love Meltology or there's this camp that just absolutely hates it and does not get it, doesn't want to get it, doesn't want to look at it. You would have to ask yourself at that point, why? Which the only thing I can think of is, and Rose said this as well, is that, if you realize that this stuff's melted and you ask yourself what caused it, and if you come to the conclusion that it was God's judgment / X factor event, and that you actually play a part in this, well, you may have to rethink everything you've ever thought in the terms of consequences for your actions. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't want to look at it as a judgment of any kind. Maybe some fluke or freak event that happened that melted things, or some kind of grid system shorted out in certain locations, but not everywhere, which it looks like it's 90% of the plane at least that has this damage.
And another thing I've come to the conclusion is that what you think this world is a big part of it. If you think that it was created by some kind of creator or just an accident, if you think it's just an accident in space, then you will probably never get what we are trying to explain here, because that's my cat, sorry. And yeah,
she's clawing you up.
That's what I came to find out. It's
So we're not only figuring out this place and the reason we're here, and what all of this is, and how deep the lie goes. Mm-hmm. And to better understand the truth, we're understanding the lies even more, whether they're purposeful for our experience here, in order for us to have the fullest experience possible without having memory of source or home where we come from, because I'm not from here. I'm not of this world. I'm in it right now for a period of time to do whatever I got to do here to spiritually grow. And then I'm out of here. This is just a school for us. And I feel like all the lies and deception and everything that we go through, the lessons we learn, this is all part of it. This all has to happen for us to grow. Like I a lot of times I just couldn't believe it. I can't understand why nobody can see this, or why can I see it and nobody else can. And I try to tell them about it and they don't want to hear it. And, you know, they'd rather live the lie, and I would have to deal with that. And then we'd have a friction between us that would cause even more issues that we would have to solve and repair and heal from and stuff. But at the same time, it's an experience on my end of learning how to communicate and learn how to accept and love at the same time. And it's an experience for them seeing or feeling maybe like how they hurt me or how I hurt them in the process of trying to even show them the truth and stuff. So all this stuff that's happening all around us, it's absolutely amazing, guys, when you start to realize where we're at and what's going on and why we're actually here and what all this stuff is around us. At the X Factor event, God's judgment does not have to be a horrible thing. It's actually an amazing thing, because we're part of that judgment. We judge ourselves as well. And we could create heaven on earth. I think when the millennial reign was here, literally heaven was on earth. And we can see that from the architecture that's left behind from that golden age. Since then, there was a huge calamity, a huge judgment that took place, and that millennial reign was melted away to a certain extent. And what we're left with is, you know, the greenery that's covering it all, and the evidence that we can find peeking out at different locations. But really, this is all meant to be revealed at this particular time, I feel, because we're at the end of the book. We're at the end of the cycle for humanity's lessons. Right? And this is an exciting time to be here on this plane, because we're going to get to see it all the crescendo, you might say, of our spiritual growth. And I think that everything here on this plane has a cycle of life and death. Everything here has to die. And I think this plane itself is going to die at some point. It's going to collapse in on itself and then begin again after, even more beautiful. But that's just me. That's how I see it. Almost like a Mandelbrot, where it collapses in on itself and then it keeps going and going and going. But it takes a long time. Is in our plane, our linear plane of time, which is it only exists here on this plane, doesn't exist anywhere else. It seems like it takes a long time. But I'm ranting, and I have 33 people here. Just like every time when I start this show, there's 33 people here. But anyway, I want to get into all the boots on the ground. Why don't you tell us where you've been since the last time we've talked, Crystal? Take us through it.
Okay. And I was totally feeling what you were saying about, just real quick, how your interactions with people in your life are evolving. Mm-hmm. And that's been a learning process within itself, because when I started down this truth path, if you will, it started with an interest in megalithic architecture, 6-7 years ago. That was really the starting point. And here I am now. And there are so many people that I've wanted to bring along with me throughout this journey. Especially when I started getting into the old world energy grid and Meltology, and things that were just so clear to me, and such this huge wake up call. Like, wow, I really have been asleep my entire life, and now I can see. Here, let me share this with you. And for that to be met with not only resistance, but with anger and animosity, and people telling me that I'm a conspiracy theorist, or, I'm just, my imagination has gotten away with me. At first I would react with a lot of anger to that, but now I'm learning how to handle it differently. But I could talk about that for hours. But yeah, that's been huge, learning how to deal with people that don't want to see this. And I think sometimes people just can't see it. for whatever reason, it's where they are on their spiritual journey. They don't have the tools necessary or the experiences required to be able to see this.
Right.
There's that, and that's easier to deal with. But then there are the people that you can tell are just willfully ignorant, and that really gets me going.
Yeah.
And anyway, so yeah, it's been a learning experience how to handle that. So I'm rambling, but
No, it's fine. We got plenty of time. It's all good.
But to answer your question, so I recently took a trip up to Colorado Springs for the Meltology meetup.
Nice. Tell us all about it.
Well, I got to meet my absolutely amazing friend, Kara, KL, I Can Sketch You. And it was so wonderful to connect with her in person. And from the moment we got together to the end of the night, I don't think we even took a breath. We were just talking the entire time.
I love it.
Yeah. And her son is also completely in tune with all of this information. And it was so cool to see such a young mind being able to carry on a conversation with us. And we went to Manitou Caves, and we went to Cave of the Winds, and he was there pointing stuff out. You know,
Nice.
look, I see a melted brick, or
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So, I mean, where he's at, I think he's 12. Where he's at that age just blew my mind. And so, anyway, so that's
He's 12 years old. We have a 12-year-old meltologist, right? Is that what you're saying? That's awesome.
I was just absolutely blown away by him. And Kara, she's a lovely person. It was so cool to connect with her. Definitely a friend for life. But all my friends have been living in the computer forever, so it's nice to connect in person.
Right? Exactly. I love it. That you need that connection.
Yeah. And so anyway, I drove up to Colorado Springs for the Meltology meetup, and we met at Garden of the Gods, but it was way too busy. And so too many people, too much anxiety. So we ended up going to Cave of the Winds and to Manitou Caves. And I was so caught up in the moment just with the conversation. I actually didn't take a lot of pictures while I was in Colorado. I have a few, but when I left Colorado, when I left Colorado Springs, I drove through Pueblo, Colorado. Old world art, astonishing architecture from the old world.
Wow.
Absolutely. The courthouse. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay, so
Nice.
Pueblo, Colorado. Yeah. Trinidad, Colorado. Las Vegas, New Mexico. And Bandera Volcano.
Oh.
Yeah, but volcano.
I love volcano stuff.
and lava tube. And El Moro National Monument. I didn't even know it was there. It was just on the highway on my way home. A huge melted formation, like up at Monument Valley in Arizona. Just those massive formations on a scale like that. And a few days ago, I went to Salt River Canyon. And I also went to I'm not sure how to pronounce it still, Chiricahua National Monument. And I know about that place because of Shipu, because he covered that in the very first Melted Arizona. So I went out there as well. So I have been busy. So I can't stop.
Well, I know it's addictive, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, yeah, it's totally addictive. But okay, so I have a ton to share. No way I can get through all of it on the show today, but yeah, so that's where I've been. So.
All right. So do you want to get into some of these locations that you got? Do you have anything ready for a screen share? What do you want to do first?
I organized a bunch of albums, and I am ready to go. So let me do a screen share.
Shipu, I'm going to let you bring her screen share in.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I saw your comment on one of my videos about holding my cell phone the other way. So I'm going to have to remember to do that. So.
Okay. Yeah, it just gives you that wider screen. You can see a lot more going on. I used to do that too.
Okay. I did a screen share. Is it working?
Nope, I don't see it.
Let me try again. Share screen. Share.
Yes.
Okay. I think it worked that time.
Yes.
Yeah, he's bringing it in.
Yes, you just need to click on the folder you want to show.
Okay. All right. So I'm good to go.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So I'm going to jump into Salt River Canyon because that was my most recent trip a few days ago, about a week ago. So this is an hour and a half from me on US 60. And I actually drove through Salt River Canyon on my way back from Colorado, but I drove through the canyon at night. And I could tell there were some huge drop-offs near me, but I didn't know that they were quite so big. So
Wow.
I came back. I wanted to come back and see it during the day. So, geez.
That's a huge drop off.
Yeah. And a lot of places there are no guardrails, so it's kind of sketchy.
Wow.
So yeah, photos, I'm just going to start going through them. But yeah, I'm seeing brick lines here, of course, structural lines. And there's a lot of symmetry. You'll see in some upcoming photos, you have like this scalloping going on down here. And it's very, very symmetrical. So
look at that. And what's the name of this canyon again?
Salt River Canyon.
Salt River Canyon. Okay.
Yeah, you can go rafting and tubing. Oh, what, Shipu?
Oh, I was wondering if there was like a salt mine or something. Why would they call it like Salt River Canyon?
That's a wonderful question, and I don't know. I haven't done really any research on this place. I just drove through, but I need to definitely read up on it. Okay, so we're starting to get into some really good ones now.
Ooh, look at this.
That's the top part. The
Yeah,
highest part.
Yep, this is the top. It's above this, if I recall.
I think, yeah, you see. Oh, yeah.
It's right there is, and I have some closer photos. So that's what we're seeing is the top of this structure right there. So.
Wow.
Look at these windows. It's like you can see all the apertures and stuff. That's amazing, Crystal.
Yeah, my jaw just dropped. And of course, the road cuts going through this canyon were super interesting. That vein right there was really interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy looking.
Yeah.
Look at that. It looks like there's this a rock curtain of the outer exterior molding, like a light coating of it still over some of it right there where it's smooth on the right side of that line. But you can kind of make the brick pattern out underneath of it.
Right over here?
On the right side.
Oh, okay, right here.
Yeah, all this area here. Yeah, see how it's got a smoothness to it, but yet you can still make the brick out underneath of it.
Okay. I do see that.
Wow.
Oh, and here's the scalloping I was talking about. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, look at that.
Look how symmetrical that is on both sides.
They remind me of the buttresses that come out off of the cathedrals. Yeah.
Yeah, this really blew my mind. For a long time, I was following the work of a few people proposing the idea that, everything has been mined, just completely mined, and we live in basically a mining waste dump. And that when you see this scalloping, it's the result of mining. But no, I'm not seeing that. In a way, I see that, but given that this is all structure and brick lines, I don't see how this could be the result of mining.
Yeah, me neither. I looked at it a while ago, but before all of this, and it never made sense to me. Some place looks like, yeah, it could have been mine, but recently. But at that scale, there's no need. What were they mining all of this big scale for? What? We don't see what they are mining for. We have already all the things that we needed already. So
yeah, and in Antarctica, there are a lot of mountains that have the same sort of scalloping. So then there's so much going on in Antarctica. But yeah, you see this pattern a lot.
Right. Yeah, it's all over the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But here's a closer image. Look at that, guys. And that's at the very top of this.
That is amazing. That's really good. You got that.
Yeah, I didn't have my drone with me, so next time I'm going to go out here again, and I'm going to fly my drone up there to get some super close photos of those apertures.
Yes.
There's no way to reach that place on foot. It's a bit.
There are no trails. I mean, I'm sure it's doable, but there are no trails that go up there, and so you would be
Yes.
rattlesnake territory big time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've come across a lot of rattlesnakes out here, and it's very frightening. So,
oh my God, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah. I have a video actually of hiking, and then a rattlesnake goes right in front of me. But okay, so
yeah, I've seen the one that you have like the sound of it is just wow.
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
I hate snakes, and I'm lucky to be here. The biggest snake there is. It's like it's nothing compared to what you have in the States.
Oh,
even corn snakes are bigger than anything we have here. It's crazy.
I found a rattlesnake in Pepper Sauce Cave. I'll have to tell you the story sometime. That was, oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, look at that, different angle.
Wow.
And you can see, so there's an aperture right there, if you can see my cursor, and then you can see here, and then you can kind of see here. I mean, it's just totally, the symmetry is everywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like some kind of castle top that you found like in Turkey or something.
Yeah. No, and we just, we are living on top of ruins.
Yes. Yes, we are. Yes.
My neighborhood is built on top of ruins.
Yes.
And yeah, anyway.
When I came to that conclusion, it was about a year ago. I was in my backyard, and I'm looking around in my own backyard, and I'm like, there's bricklets everywhere in my yard. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm living on top of a melted building.
No, I spend a lot of time wondering what this realm was like, before the cataclysm or multiple cataclysms, and, like topsoil, there's dirt everywhere and rock fragments everywhere. I mean, has it always been that way? I mean, what even is soil?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because all geologic processes come into question now, especially once you realize the globe model is bunk.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, was there a time before dirt and rocks? And if so, what was plant life like at that time? And anyway, on and on and on. But yeah, and look down here. Look at those. Look at those sedimentary layers, guys.
Oh my gosh! You know what? That looks like the base of an Indian temple or something. Like, yeah. See it down there?
It does. And
wow.
then look right here. It almost looks like maybe part of an aperture right there, a doorway or something.
Yep.
And then you have another one right here.
And on the lower left-hand side, right there. Look at all that melt right there. You can see it dripping down over itself here, like the bricks, the mortar's squishing out and stuff. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you have that black streaking.
Yes.
Just Highway 60. People, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or probably more drive past this, every year and just have no idea.
We've been doing it all of our lives because at a very, very young age, they taught us about the globe model. They taught us about mountains and millions of years and tectonic plates. They don't talk about that shit later on in life unless you're going to specialize in geology or something. But other than that, you learn all that stuff when you're very, very young as an anchor memory that carries the narrative through the rest of your life. So when you see it, you already have the perception deception. When they say that they were endowed with perception, it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing, especially when it's a deception of a perception. Because we thought we were on a spinning ball this whole time. I flew on a plane many times before the age of 45 years old, sat at the window and never even noticed that it was flat.
Yeah.
So, because I was under that perception deception from a very, very young age, and it carried through with me. And then we teach it to our children. We accept it as the model that is where we're at, and condone it being taught to our future generations. Hell, I had a globe in my old house that I lived in when my kids were growing up. It was a beautiful globe on a stand, and I love that thing. But it was false, and I didn't realize it. And I used to sit there with my kids, looking at it, pointing out all the different countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Crystal, you were mentioning like the plant life and anything that were before. Nobody can create a seed. So all the plants that we see today were the plants that were there because they had to come from the seeds of the previous plants. There's no new seeds that are created, except for hybrids that we do. But all the plants that we see everywhere, they're from the seeds from the past, all of it. Nobody
Also, what we have to realize too is that the creator, source, God the Father, can create and do whatever he wants here. This is his. It's his creation. So if he wants to melt it all down and then put fresh plants and life and everything black over it again, I think this is what the nature of this reality is to bring life in, let the life live a certain time, go through its various stages, and then it dies out, and then it comes back to life again in its new form, even better and brighter in heaven.
Mm-hmm. No, the material realm is one of many different planes of existence. And I think that us having really, in general, that due to the indoctrination, having very little understanding of what the physical realm actually is, it prevents us, it prevents spiritual evolution. And it keeps us really trapped at a certain vibration and at a certain level of awareness.
Yeah.
And that's part of the, I think that is the reason for the indoctrination. Whatever it is, whatever entities are behind the construction of this false reality, benefit from us being in the dark and not being able to know ourselves.
Yes. But trying to figure out the world before your eyes, before you figure out your own world inside you and who you are, it's a bit, that's where you got it wrong, because you got to understand yourself to understand where you lived before. And
exactly. Chapeau, that was amazing. I like that.
Everyone doesn't do the first, and they understand the world wrongly because they don't understand themselves.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because Crystal came into Flat Earth through Meltology, through better understanding her world around her, and then realizing that these other lies laid on top of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always been interested in geology, and then when I saw that the whole geological narrative, saw it begin to just completely unravel, then you can't help but question the globe model and plate tectonics and everything that goes along with it. We're taught that the Earth is this basically like this living, breathing organism that's ever changing, due to these geologic processes. That's not at all what's happening. So, yeah, but guys, look at these brick lines.
Yeah.
And it gets better.
Look at that! Wow, that's a really good perspective right there. Look at it. That is so interesting.
Oh, look at that. Just driving past this. And this is nothing unusual around here. I mean, there are these road cuts with these exposed structure and brick lines just everywhere.
Yeah.
That looks like chisel material. I can see Kara's pulling over on the side of the road, chiseling away at that wall.
And then here's a bit of a further perspective, just to understand the
Wow.
scale of the structure we're looking at. I mean, just absolutely massive.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the cavettes in Arizona along that ridge line we were looking at. The cavettes, the little dwellings that they said the Indians carved out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, on the Verde River.
Yes, the Verde River. And I meant to say Kairos. I have linguistic problems. I'm from Philly, so I say Kairos all the time. His name is Kairos. Kairos. Look at that brick. Oh my God. That is amazing right there, girl.
Yeah, this was across the highway. I zoomed in, so I got to come back out here with the drone and like fly into there and
Oh, yeah.
see what's going on in there.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's just for starters, and that's like 1/10 as exciting as some of the other stuff I'm about to show you. But yeah, anyway. So that is Salt River Canyon. Those are my Salt River Canyon photos.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Did you
Because
did you want me to just keep going, or do you
Yes.
guys?
Yeah,
keep going?
we're gonna keep going.
Mhm.
Just roll right through everything, and we can stop along the way and talk about stuff. When we need to take a break, we'll take a break.
yes, the thing I didn't see the Salt River Canyon on when I searched for stuff in Colorado. So nice. And I think
Yeah,
all your stuff, I didn't see any of them except maybe this hill that I saw with the lookout on top. Is that it?
Okay.
Yeah.
The
That the hill is crazy. It's crazy.
oh yes. The with the okay.
Yeah, look.
What do you do? You're talking about the hill with the lookout on top?
Yes. Is that what I saw in your? You will show.
Oh,
it. Yeah, this
right
one. Oh no. Okay, it looked like the same place.
yeah. I'm Chiricahua National Monument. Yep, I'm going to share those photos. Yep. I know what you're talking about now. But I thought this was interesting. This rainbow. I mean, the sun was setting directly behind me, and the angle of the rays, it
Yeah.
really struck me it's so strange. You know, all the reflections and everything happening. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, right behind me, just 180 degrees behind me, the sun was just setting. So really strange.
Yes. Really strange.
And thought you guys would be interested in seeing this. So just going to go through these kind of quickly. And this is Poston Butte, by the way. I hike here a few times a week. Yeah. It's a melted building. And interestingly enough, there's a little pyramid on the top. It's a memorial for Charles H. Poston. The whole butte is a memorial, apparently, to this man. And I find it interesting that there is a pyramid on top of this melted building.
Yeah.
Definitely not a pocket of survival. It's more recent construction. But how odd is it that there's a pyramid up there?
Yeah, they put it and did that. It was a national monument, so nobody can go dig and change the place. And
No, so they can't go dig and find brick.
There's bricks all over this thing. I have a few videos of that, and I mean, the whole thing is just a pile of melted bricks.
Nice. Of course it is, right? What else would it be?
Just bricks and mortar melt floats. It's wild. But yeah, I just had never seen a rainbow quite like that before.
yeah,
And this is the courthouse in little downtown Florence, Arizona.
nice.
Seems like a pretty old construction to me, older than we're being told. And we have the supernumerary rainbows going on here.
Yeah, double rainbow there.
Yeah, it was such an intense rainbow.
And this was right at sunset, it looks like?
Yeah, right at sunset.
Wow.
Look how intense that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, all kinds of very old brick construction in Florence, Arizona. A lot of melted bricks along the bottom of this structure. And you can see the top of windows down here.
Oh yeah. Look at
And
that.
then around the side of the building, I don't have photos in this album, but around the side of the building, there's a staircase that goes down. And the bricks that are exposed in the stairwell are completely melted. And yeah, maybe I can find that photo before the show's end. But it's really interesting because it's as though the bottom of this building was buried in some sort of incredibly hot brick ash flow or something. And the bricks below ground level partially melted to the heat of whatever surrounded the bottom of the building. And you can see that melting. It's very interesting. But yeah, just a lot of old, very old brick buildings here. But okay, so moving on. Let's go to Chiricahua National Monument. I think that's how you pronounce it. All right, guys. And Shipu, this has that lookout that you were talking about. This is the place.
Oh, this is this this is the place that you.
Yep.
But I was thinking about another place like in Colorado.
The other place in Colorado. Okay.
Fire Peaks, something peak.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably Hans Peak Lookout in Colorado.
I'm gonna have to write that down. Hans Peak Lookout.
I will probably show it later, but the old hill, it's like a brick made out of brick.
Oh yeah, we got to see that.
Yeah, that sounds super interesting. Shipu.
Yeah, it's rubble, only rubble. Yeah, but this place is just crazy.
Oh, look at this. Wow.
Okay, so this this doesn't give a very good perspective of what's going on. I have several more photos of this particular area, but I think what we are looking at is a pocket of survival that has been rebuilt in certain areas.
Right.
Yeah, this place is mind-blowing. And I mean, you can see the
Oh,
the
look at the brick right there, the white. Yeah. Look at that.
right here.
Yep.
And then I mean, just structural remnants.
Motherfucker.
Oh.
Look at the brickwork in here.
Wow. I can't believe you went to these locations. I would love to go check this out. I'm going to have to come visit you, Crystal.
I would love that. Please do. If you're ever out this way, it would be such a joy to spend some time with you. There are so many places I'd love to take you, like Pepper Sauce Cave and Papago Park and Soraro Lake and on and on. We would have a blast out here.
I would have to stay out there for like 2 weeks.
I've got a guest bedroom, so you're covered. So
Wow.
yeah. Okay, so here is another angle. Look at this, guys. Okay. Now this is, so when you get into the park, this is like the first stop off once you're inside the park. And there's a little place to park your car and walk on a path. And this is the first stop in the park. And my brain just, when I saw it, because I tried finding pictures of this when it was being constructed. And apparently back during the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps created a lot of the trails throughout the park and built several structures. And I was never able to find a photo of this being constructed. Or yeah, I did find a picture from the 30s. Oh, I hope it's in here, of several members of the Civilian Conservation Corps standing here back around, I think it was 1931. And it looked exactly the same as it does now. So, and that was what, approximately 90 years ago. I'll have to find that photo. So, I mean, guys, What do you think? Because I spent probably an hour just looking around right here. At
Well,
this.
you can see the transition, the melt right there between what looks like laid balloon brick right there melted and the melt. I mean, it just transitions right into it.
Yeah,
That's amazing evidence right there.
Yeah, I think I really tried to talk myself out of it, but I really think this is a pocket of survival.
I think you're right.
Look at this, guys. What the heck?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I was thinking, so here are the trains of thought that were running through my mind when I was looking at this. Obviously, there are melted, scattered bricks everywhere, okay? So it wouldn't be hard to collect enough melted bricks to build this on the top, just stuff laying around. And then for the Civilian Conservation Corps to have gone in and, just kind of built it, right? And it's quite sloppy, the mortar and everything. It's very sloppy, but I was thinking, did they do that? Is this built out of melted bricks? But part of why that doesn't completely work in my mind are these transitional areas. Do you see that?
Yes. Yes.
Just like you were saying, Jen, look at the transition.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks to me like a pocket of survival because of this transition area.
Absolutely. What do you think, Chaput?
Yes, I agree 100%. But I think we discussed this on the last show that you were on, but I think Jen was not on when we did so. But on this part, you can really see the transition.
Mm-hmm.
And she has another picture of a pile of the same thing on the side below. There's a pad below on the side.
Yep.
And there's a big pile, and you can really see.
Yeah, I remember when I got home, I think I sent you the photo like immediately. Like, what do you think of this?
Yes.
But geez, look at that. So okay, it gets better. So these photos are up on top of that now, walking around.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're on top. Okay.
We are on top now, and look at this. It looks like melted mortar.
It sure does.
It doesn't look like a sloppy construction job. It looks like a destroyed construction job.
Right. Wow.
I mean, look, see in there?
Yep.
Because for this, I mean, there are so many ridiculous pockets of survival everywhere that, yeah, sure, this could be a pocket of survival too, but it just, I don't know, it really blew my mind that this is the first stop in the park.
So the narrative for this is that the Indians built this.
Yes.
Right. See, this is what I'm saying with the narratives that they put over these places. Even if they go in and build it back up a little, instead of completely destroying it, they'll build it back up a little. They'll put a narrative over it, encourage people to come hiking over here and look at this area. They'll have a plaque up, giving the new narrative for it. So it's either destroy it or fix it up a little and give it a narrative. So when people come hiking up here on their own, the plaque's there, they'll get the indoctrination. Look at that. What is going on there? That is melted.
Guys, what do you think's happening here? So yeah, the narrative is that, these are Native American ruins and that the Civilian Conservation Corps came in the 30s and made all the trails and a few other small buildings.
I mean, the ground right there is melted around it even. The stone that it's sitting on, look at the flooring. It's all melted away.
Yeah. I don't know why they would do something like that to old, like what is it, the telescope?
Yeah, just a little just pointed off at some...
okay.
Yeah, just a little formation. It's
just weird.
Guys, look, geez. So does this? I'm thinking pocket of survival, guys.
Yeah, I'm thinking this thing was sticking up there like that, and they just, let's put this on top of this, I mean,
Yeah,
your eye's not going to be drawn to the melt. Your eye is going to be drawn to this telescope and what you can see across the way there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
If
then
that thing wasn't sitting on top there, what would they say? It's a splatter cone.
Yeah, I have some pictures of a splatter cone in Bandera volcano. It's totally not a splatter cone. It's just a bunch of bricks. So, it's funny you mentioned that. I hope I have that photo.
Oh, I would love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. But okay, so yeah. And again, I stood there for the longest time trying to think that talk myself out of this being a pocket of survival, but I really think it is. So, all right.
This is really
Okay,
good.
so yeah, and here are thank you, Jen. I'm so happy to share this with you guys.
I'm so happy to have you share them. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Look at these steps. I mean, these steps are melted, guys. Look at them.
Yeah.
Who's carving melted steps?
And
It's almost looking like it's going to go slate in a way.
oh God, a few days ago, day before yesterday, I was wandering around in North Phoenix, and there's this area with these incredible slate deposits, slate and shale, but it's just, I have photos of that too. So
Yeah, great.
I've just got so much stuff, guys.
You are a true meltologist.
And I only put like maybe 25% of it on Facebook. I just have so much. I get overwhelmed and I'm like, that's enough for now. So
But we never get tired of it, that's for sure. The melt continues.
Look at this. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Just look at it. My God. Wow.
And I was seeing what appears to me to be some mortar melt in here as well.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that? Do you think so, Shipu? Is that what you're seeing too?
Yes.
Right in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really crusty looking.
Yeah.
You know, we used to think to ourselves, or at least I used to, now look, that looks like some underwater coral right there. Zoom back in on the top. Yeah, if that was underwater, they'd be like, oh, that's just rip rock, you know.
No, for the longest time that because I lived in Arizona when I was a little kid, and a lot of the formations were explained as having been, at one time this was all a vast inland sea, and like what? So, but yeah, look down here. Look at that. Bricks.
And it's interesting that you would think, how does it stay in there? Or how did it form in such a way that it's perfectly balanced? But what happened was it just solidified that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes me think of some of those really bizarre formations out in Algeria, like Standing Rock, where at the base, it's maybe the width of a young tree. And then at the top, it's very wide. Yeah. But it's somehow, I don't think it eroded that way. It's solidified that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that waviness right there.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a feature just like this.
Sure.
And go back one picture. Are you able to go back one picture?
Okay, going back one picture. Sure, right here.
Yes, there's a feature just like that.
Is this the one you mentioned?
Yeah, in Ape Cave, which is a lava tube, which is really a brick tunnel. There's a feature that's just like this. They call it the meatball. Yeah, it's crazy. Look at that.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that interesting when you start to see these patterns emerge all around the world? Like that the subway formation in Sedona. It's like what I'm talking about. It's like there's a slot canyon, but it's open kind of. Do Do you know
Is
what
it
I'm
called isn't it called Subway Canyon or Subway? I know what you're talking about because I was
Yeah.
looking at Subway Lava Tube in California, and that subway thing that you're talking about was coming up in the pictures. It looks like a slot, like a keyhole in a way.
Yes, yes. And you see that pattern all over the place. I remember Shipu about a year ago, you posted some pictures of someplace in Germany and some mountains in Germany, I think.
Yes.
And there were some kids going through one of these like keyhole slots, and it looked just like the one in Sedona.
Yeah.
And so the similarity you're seeing between that formation in a cave and this photo right here, I guess the same shape structure, you know. Yeah. Wow. Here we go. Oh, you know what? Let me go back to that video actually,
Okay.
and so you can kind of see what it's like walking through here.
Wow.
Well, see the aperture?
Oh
See
yeah.
the top
It's
of
like
an
an arch.
aperture? Yep,
Yeah,
right
there's
there.
an arch
See that?
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's that meatball.
Right.
And
And
of
the
course,
brick
just bricks
lines everywhere.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can
the
really
brick
see
is
the bricks in here.
everywhere. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Crystal, you must have been having a ball in here.
Oh man. And
Crystal
little
ball.
Jasmine was following along right behind me. And look at these melted steps, guys, right there. See them? See the melted
Oh.
steps?
Boom, baby.
Motherfucker.
And yeah, no. So we pay to go into these parks, right? These areas of just vast destruction. You know, we pay to go into these parks to be indoctrinated.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yes. Oh yes, that line. Yeah.
yeah, see the seam?
Yes.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Those seams are everywhere out here, and also in Pepper Sauce Cave. Those seams are everywhere.
Wow.
Jen, we got to go to Pepper Sauce Cave.
Hell yeah.
You man.
Look at that. Wow. Look, every turn, every step you take, it's like a different view of the melt. It's
See the
amazing.
steps? Did you see the
Yeah.
steps again? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, just
Wow.
massive destroyed structures.
Look at it.
And, you know, it's like literally everywhere you go, there are melted remains. And so, of course, it's like, well, what is land made out of? You know, and we've talked about this before, but I never stopped thinking about it. I mean, is dirt, you know, in general, the remnants of destroyed structures?
Could be. Could be.
It would seem like that's what the deserts are and the sand is.
Yeah.
It's cooked out to the point where it's become sand granules.
I just wonder, was there a time in this realm before there was topsoil, before there was soil?
Yeah, we don't even know where ground level is.
Oh, here's another seam. Look at that seam
Look at that thing.
right
Wow.
there, and then a seam right there.
That is incredible. Look at that. It's perfectly straight.
Yeah, all over the place.
And look, it looks like a little pile of bricks down there by the little boy on the ground. Look at that.
Right here.
Yeah, there and closer to us a little bit too. I see a right angle brick
right
off, right on the other side of that to the right.
Oh, right here.
Yes, yes. Look at that little pile too.
And on that.
It's like there's a brick right there. Just
You know-
everything's melted down.
Yeah, and you can see how there's the seam goes here, and then the seam is right here. Oh, and here's a closer photo of that.
Oh my gosh, look at
Seams.
this, Shapoo. Wow.
Yes.
Look at that, guys. What
That's
do you I mean, structurally, I mean, I'm not a structural engineer by any means, but I wonder what the purpose of those seams would be structurally. Just I don't know. So
That's a good question. I don't know. But there
but
they are.
it's not natural though. I mean, no way. Just no way.
Oh no.
So that's yeah. Just look at this.
Oh my God. Look at this. Look at it. Just look at it.
It's like you know what this reminded me of? You know how there are those formations in Bolivia, and it's like a melted sort of sphere on top of a strange sort of like stand. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes.
There's a bunch out in New Mexico too, at the Basti Badlands, something like that. And it just made me think that this was something spherical. You know, I don't know.
And it looks like it has brick lines in it too. And a lot of these spherical things underneath whatever coating was over them had brick. Even if you look at India, the elephants that they had and different things that we think are carved, actually their outer facades. And one, I had a picture up of 2 elephants that had the sides of their outer facades melted away, and it was all brick underneath, rounded brick
Really?
to form the legs, rounded brick to form the belly and stuff. Yeah. But if you saw it in its entirety without it being melted, it looked like it's some kind of carved elephant.
I wonder. You know the Ellora caves in India?
Yes.
You know, it's like lasered out of a cliff face or something.
Yes.
And you know, all the elephants and stuff. I wonder if that's the same thing going on there too. If there's actually brick underneath all of that stuff that looks like it was lasered out of the cliff, you know?
Well, I actually saw, because I covered India about 2 years ago on one of my live streams, and I had pictures up of a Buddha sitting up meditating and a Buddha that was laying down in a meditative state, and they did not have their facades on them, and they were all made of brick.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because the statues are the tech. They're part of everything. The whole thing is beautiful and ornate as they make it. The tech is always underneath it all. And the brick is the tech. They're supercapacitors. This whole thing was an energy grid system of some sort. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Shapoo, are you
that's
seeing
interesting, Jen.
Yes. Yes, I've seen it.
Jen, that is interesting because it is the brick. The bricks themselves are the tech, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so there would be the concrete. Yeah, wow. I remember I think it was like Cambodia or something.
You know, and I gotta say, God created Adam from the clay of the earth, and the bricks are made of clay.
Mhm.
Just saying, maybe at the base of this whole plane is brick. Maybe it was always brick.
I've honestly been wondering that. Okay. Deborah Simpson, Red Brick Chick, she posted some really fascinating stuff about red bricks in bedrock. And like, I mean, this was really, really, really deep in the earth, the mines, wherever they were. And, you know, I've actually been wondering that. I mean, was this realm originally constructed out of brick?
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
You know the video game Minecraft? My son is obsessed with Minecraft.
Yes.
You know, okay. There's some truth bombs in that game.
Exactly.
I bet. Tell us all about it, because I don't play those games. When my kids are grown and out of the house, they don't play them.
The red bricks are like for electricity.
Boom, baby.
Yeah. And okay, so just going a little bit further down this rabbit hole. You know how we unwittingly participate in all kinds of rituals, don't even know it, like, you know, Super Bowl halftime shows and all that stuff, all the Olympic games, like the opening ceremonies and that crazy stuff at the CERN
Ice bucket challenges, all this stuff. Yeah.
So I can't help but wonder if, like, Minecraft, for example, if the act of playing that video game is in some way some sort of ritual. I just the thought that crossed my mind, because think about what you're doing in the game. I mean, you are building a world out of blocks in that game. I don't know. I just think there's a lot going on there.
No, yes, you got to take a block from the world to create another one. So you have to. The world is already created with blocks everywhere when you start this Minecraft game you're talking about, But these games have snippets of truth in it every time. That's why they are so popular, because it resonates with people. But I like to say, I always say it, which came first, just like the chicken or the egg, but which came first, the brick or the soil, So
Yeah, no, that's such a wonderful way of phrasing that. Yeah, what came first, the brick or the soil? But like the BioShock video game series, a lot of truth bombs in that as well, about like the orphan kids and like the changing your DNA and plasma weapons and stuff. Lots of truth bombs in BioShock.
And also, I heard in animes, there's a lot of truth. Like they talk about in one of the animes about the Void Century, where nobody's allowed to talk about it. They erased it from history and stuff. And when we talk about the millennial reign being erased from history, and them not talking about, they call it the Dark Ages. It was most likely probably the Light Ages, the Golden Age.
Yeah, it's interesting how we have these dark ages in our history. And maybe it's literally dark because the structures weren't working anymore. They weren't illuminated anymore. The grid had been smashed at that point.
Look at this melt right here. Look at the way it melted over onto the other one there, and it's leaning. That's crazy.
Yeah, fell over.
Yep. Wow.
And if you look in this photo, there is like one of those seams right here as well. Can you see that? It's kind of dark.
Yeah, look at that. And on the other side, it started to go slate, it looks like.
Right here?
Yeah, all in there.
And then look, it's just all bricky right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we have some of that like charring, whatever you want to call it, the darker areas. Jasmine. And there's another seam right there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the way it's melting right there. You can see the layers melting over each other.
Oh yeah, like how right here it kind of melted and oozed over and kind of flowed over. Yeah. Yeah. And then this looks like a chunk of brick that fell down, just kind of like fell off.
Do you find yourself when you're looking at the melt and visual, you can almost see it happening?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I wish I could just, stand in place and somehow scroll through time. Do you ever have those fantasies of being able to manipulate time?
Yeah. I've been looking for claymations and stuff of like, say like a claymation of like a building melting or making a building out of crayons and melting it just to see the visual of it melting down. You know what I mean? I wish I could do that.
The thing you could look make, it's if someone can make like some kind of castle structure out of wax and like put it on something to make it melt from the bottom to see like what could it do.
Right.
Chico, that's awesome.
Yes.
No, that's an awesome idea.
Yes, I thought of it like a couple of days ago. Like, I should do something out of wax just to see how it will react. But you can see it with ice cream. I've made like a video with ice cream. When you leave your ice cream on the counter and you see that it's always melted from the bottom and the top part's always perfectly okay, and it just goes down and goes down,
and then sometimes the top will topple over and slide down the side, and then it's if you put it back in the freezer at that point, it'll stay in that position, it'll solidify, it'll harden back up.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
No, I was just blown away at all this brick sticking out of this thing. And what is this, a windbreaker?
Look at this. And then we have some super melting. I have some close-ups of that. So look at the bricks back here. Bricks. Jeez.
Look at that. The holes over there on the left-hand side up by the top there. See right there. Yeah, look at that.
I was just like tripping the whole time I was here. It was just like no matter what direction you looked in, there was something
Zoom.
just dazzling and spectacular.
Can you zoom back in?
Right here
Oh, on the left-hand top part.
on the left-hand top part. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
there you go.
zooming.
Right before it gets to that edgy part. Go over
This
to the
right
other
here?
side.
Oh,
The
this
other side. There you go. Right there. That little melty spot right there.
The little melty spot right
Go back to where you were. Off to the left.
off to the left.
Keep going over. You're not. Yeah, pull it over more. There you go. That
This right
spot
here?
there. Yes. Look at that drippy melt right there. You can see the bricks were in those
Yeah.
holes is where bricks were.
Yeah.
They melted out of that location and now they left a void there. And then the
Ah.
void started to close up on itself, but it stopped.
That's okay. So you think like the bricks kind of fell out right there and left
Yeah,
a hole?
disintegrated away. Kairos shows a lot of this.
Yes, because there's some place, looks like there's some place that the
Yes.
mortar is more solid than the brick, because I think of the crystalline structure it has or something.
No, that
Motherfucker.
Sorry.
inconsistencies in the quality of the mortar leading
Yes.
to certain bricks popping out and certain. Okay, yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
It's melty as fuck right there. I love it. I love the melt.
It just, yeah.
Look at this. This looks like a tower.
Yeah.
On the tower here. Wow.
Oh, Jen, there's this other place I have to take you if you ever make your way down here. It's called Apache Canyon, and it's a long hike. But when you start descending down into the canyon, it's like walking into like being surrounded by a castle on both sides as you descend down into this. I have a bunch of photos out there. Look at this, guys.
Oh, wow. Just look at it.
Yeah.
I love this. It's going Swiss cheese. It's turning into Swiss cheese.
Yeah. And it looks like it got hotter in this area. And we have this like scorching here, but we also see that scorching, and I don't know exactly what causes that black coloration, if it's just the direct result of heat or if there's something else happening.
Yeah, probably the heat, I guess, because right now there is no striation or anything. You can see some kind of bricks at the bottom, a black brick sticking out of the wall.
Right here?
Yes, or some block. I don't know how big it is, but
I mean, we've been taught not to trust our senses, and not to believe our own eyes.
yes, but you know why did they say this? Because you need to follow the ones with the tools to see. You cannot see it yourself, but you have all the tools in your body to explore your world and to identify what you need. You don't need any tools. And when you use a tool, it makes it something else. That's what I see. I try to look at things and without the need of any tool, but because we are made here with everything that we need, in our bodies, our senses, and everything. We don't need like to create a tool to see what is in front of our eyes, but science says otherwise.
Wow. No, I definitely see what you mean. I've even wondered about vision. Like I wear contact lenses or glasses. I have since I was about 10. And I wonder if there's, some connection, if it's just beyond a physical ailment, if there is some connection between, your physical vision and, your spiritual awareness and clarity, stuff like that.
Yes.
Because even our bodies are we're functioning at maybe 3% of what we could actually function at.
Yeah.
Poisoned air, poisoned food, poisoned water.
Yes.
But that's another tangent. But look at this.
Oh my gosh. Wow, look at that.
Super melt.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
These are expansion holes from the heat.
Okay.
It bubbled out and then popped, and then it solidified.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see what you mean. And this would have been a bigger bubble that maybe popped right here.
Mm. Yeah, it looks like stuff you would see underwater again.
It does. It does. It has that like coral like appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And then see these like these lines. I mean, do you think we could be looking at the remains of mortar, perhaps? I don't have any idea.
Yeah, you can see other ones up through there as well, like off to the right.
Right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Jinx?
Yes.
She knows he's live.
Here we go. Here's another area that was super bubbly.
Oh, wow. That is crazy looking right there. Look how it's rectangular on that one empty spot. It's very rectangular looking. That one little empty brick spot.
The right here?
No, in the bubbly stuff.
Oh, right here.
Well, yeah, just below that off to the right a little bit. There's those little square openings. Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
Right up, just above that where your cursor is. A little bit up higher. Do you see that rectangular vacant spot there? Yeah, right there.
Okay. Yep. And then look here.
Look at that. Yeah.
And yeah, just super baked.
It's baked.
And I'm sure that this event, the type of heat, you know, we say heat damage, you know, so often, but you know, I wonder like what kind of heat it was. Maybe a type of heat that we're simply not familiar with, you know.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, like electrical heat creates pressure at the same time because it creates like a void around the electricity.
Shipu, say that whole thing again one more time, Shipu.
The electricity, the electric when it's heated by electricity, the electricity in itself create a void and the pressure, it creates a pressure because there's a void when the electricity passes around the electricity. Like same thing if you have a electric coil around the coil, there's some kind of a void. I don't know what it's called in science or anything, but it creates a pressure, a zero pressure zone or zero what is it called, 0 point, like what you call 0 point energy or something.
Okay.
With electrical heat, there's like it apply pressure as the same time as heat because of this void, you know. And
so with the electrical heat, it applies pressure as well as heat because of the void.
Yes, but if you could look at the thing that I showed with the sintering and everything, how they use it, how to melt stuff with electricity, they talk about this electricity, when you apply it to something, it create pressure as well as heating the object.
That's so interesting. Yeah, that would be a fun set of experiments for all of us to start tinkering around with, you know, melting stuff or with electricity.
Yeah,
that would be. But look at this, guys. This is a chunk of structure that just fell over and collapsed. And then you can see these very clear blocks over here on the right.
Yeah, they almost look like casing stones that you would see at the pyramid or something, you know, at the Great Pyramid.
Yes.
They do. I see what you mean. Yeah. Look at that. All looked like ice cream.
Wow. Is that a splatter cone?
There's another splatter cone for you. No, it was so bad. I really hope
I'm surprised they didn't stick a telescope on top of this thing.
Yeah, no, that splatter cone, you could tell, you could still see like the shape of the building. It was just absurd. Look at this. And one of the reasons I took this photo was for that. See how it's just all melted and just like a melted marshmallow?
Oh yeah. It looks like there's an A-frame right there, like a doorway A-frame there on the wall. Do you see it, Chapeau?
Oh, right here?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's like a triangle shape there. It just reminds me of like a Roman doorway or something.
Yeah, yeah. I can see what you mean. And then, you know, that we have right here, it looks quite similar to this. Hey, are you guys familiar with pillow basalt? Like that forms on the ocean floor at these volcanic vents. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, they say that the Bimini Road is made of those, I think. You know the Bimini Road that they found that they say is part of Atlantis? It's supposed to be those pillow-looking type of basalt laying there on the ground with these seams, like these cut seams in them.
Yeah, it's really strange when you start looking at the pillow basalt formations. It almost reminds me of that a little bit. This.
Right, but on that one end there, you can see that the crust over it is broken away, and you can see the brick underneath it. Yeah.
Oh! What a wonderful observation. Okay, so that's the brick underneath, and maybe this is like the concrete,
a coating of some sort. Yeah, or it could be even grain growth. I mean, you would talk about that coating, Chapeau, that forms over it.
Oh yes.
That's interesting. But yeah, this side broke off and exposed the brick beneath. How interesting is that? Wow.
Yes.
I can see that chain of events. And then of course, look what it's sitting on. I mean, you have this very clear corner right there, 90-degree angle.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah, guys, it just keeps getting better.
This looks like it has some apertures down the path here, like on the right-hand side. Like, is that a doorway aperture of sideways, a side view of one?
Yes, it right here.
Yeah.
And hold, just it gets even crazier. Look at that. Okay, so this picture, I was facing this direction. And then this was just right behind me, 180 degrees behind me from here. This nice corner.
Yeah.
This looks like something you would see on the top of Machu Picchu or something.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, erosion? Come on. But I remember when I used to believe that. And it's like, I don't know, it's really, I think for a lot of us, it's like a rebirth almost. It's like an entirely new life.
We have to unlearn what we have learned and learn all this stuff for ourselves, because we have to let go of the narratives, let go of what we're taught, let go of the historical overlay that is our perception deception.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's like for the first time in my life, I feel like myself.
You're seeing the world for what it really is. Your blinders have been taken off. And even when they were taken off with flat earth and you thought you were really seeing the world, you still weren't really seeing it until, topics and research like Meltology comes along. And God only knows what we're going to find out next, guys.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I keep wondering what the next big thing is going to be, because I know it's out there somewhere.
Right.
But guys, yeah, and I wonder if what we're seeing right here. So take a look at this.
It almost looks like a doorway, like this thing could open.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Now look at this. It looks to me like there's some red brick coloration kind of peeking out. And so I wonder, could this be like stucco or concrete or something covering the bricks behind it?
Yeah, this could be a thin layer of the coating still left on there. The coating or outer shell or facade could have been a lot thicker, and you're seeing what's left of it that hasn't melted off all the way to expose what they would say is sedimentary layers, but we know are brick layers. But yeah, you can start to see some of it sticking out there. What do you think, Chapeau?
Yeah, they were always putting some kind of coating on top of the bricks just to protect it and seal it, to keep like just like when you look at.
Insulator.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jen.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Like all the star forts, they're made of red brick and they're covered in a whitewash coating. We see the star forts now with most of the whitewash off, but you can find a lot of the star forts where they still have the whitewash on them. They haven't come off. But yeah, it seems to be some type of an insulator.
Yeah, they usually use some kind of like a stucco or some kind of mix of not mortar, but a kind of cement, or they use what is it called? Those cod stones that they make. Not real stones, but molded stones.
Yeah. Okay.
They use that a lot.
Yeah, I've seen in Cambodia is especially there's like at Angkor Wat, you know how you have like it looked almost like bells, looks like bells, you know what I mean? But there are these other temples all over Cambodia, and like these bells, and they're covered in concrete, but some of them are like broken, and you can see the bricks underneath.
You can see all the bricks, yes.
There you go.
And even like the medieval castles, it's the same thing. Look at this. You can see kind of the bricks and some kind of coating right where you were zooming.
Right.
Yeah, zoom back in the lower right-hand corner.
Lower right-hand corner, right here.
Is that what you're talking about, Shapoo?
Yes, exactly. If you follow the lines of the brick and the right.
They go right under the coating. Yeah, you can see it.
Oh, snap. Okay, so you're talking about these are the bricks, and then okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're talking about, guys. I mean, look at
Look at the floor. You can see that the melt came down off the walls, and the rest of it's on the floor now. See all that melt on the floor? That was up on the walls. All that right there. Yeah, look at that.
I mean, we're walking through ruins, and we're like, yeah, this is erosion, and
that's why it says in the Quran and in the Bible, have you not walked through the land and seen the cities that God destroyed?
Oh, okay. I mean, and so here's where it gets really mind-blowing. All right, look at all the stuff in the distance. Now this goes on for miles, okay, in like every direction around you. I mean, Chiricahua, if that's again how you pronounce it, this monument is, I mean, it's where the majority of this stuff is at. But these structures in the hills right here, they go on for miles past this area.
So that means there was a lot more people here.
Yeah. But I mean, like me personally, in terms of like photos I've taken or places I've been, this has got to be in like the top 3 for Meltology. This spot right here just really blew my mind.
Nice.
And yeah, anyway, I could stay on this photo forever.
I feel like if there was a millennial reign of Christ, that there would be a lot more souls here. I mean, there's billions and billions and billions of souls, they're not all here right now. A lot of them are in heaven and maybe haven't even traveled to earth yet to have this experience. But if you have a millennial reign and everybody has a choice if they want to come here or not, wouldn't a lot of them come here and take a physical form and experience the millennial reign of Christ on earth in a physical form with more of your senses online and stuff like that? There would be more glorious buildings everywhere, larger people even. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I'm speculating. This is where my mind's going.
Yes, there were a lot more people than they say, We go gradually more and more and more, but it's always the reverse, They have reversed everything. So
like the overpopulation stuff.
Yes, and now the energy crisis in Europe. They have trouble having energy, but back then they had like trams everywhere in the 1800s. There was no shortage of energy anywhere, So
exactly
why today? With all that we have, we can't have energy. It's just
and that makes me think of Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan. Did I reverse that? What's going on there? Anyway, that's such a mysterious city. But look at the seams here again. We have the seams.
Yeah. But Crystal, you know about the World's Fair, but you can
I'm-
call that place the new kind of World's Fair. You know, they build the old city,
Oh yeah.
almost nobody in it, and you know, it's
I have to get something cheaper. 1 second.
yes, yes.
These are incredible photos. Look at this.
Yes.
Okay, show and tell. So
Amazing.
oh, sorry for Kipu. I'm super interested in the World's Fairs. That's my other big obsession.
So
First-
we'll have to take you off a screen share if you want to share that on camera.
Oh, I'll show it later. It's a book I got from first edition 1893, History of the World's Fair in Chicago.
Oh,
Really nice.
wow. I bet that's got a lot of interesting stuff in it.
Yeah, I've been reading it, and it's so interesting to see the false narrative as it was being constructed in 1893. But it's a phenomenal book. Okay, so moving on. I have so much to share. I'm never going to get through it today. That's okay. I'll just take my time and enjoy it. So
Yeah, enjoy it. You're good.
yeah, at least I won't run out of stuff to share for a while. So yeah, look at this. Look at that
Oh
corner.
my gosh.
Yeah.
So if these were sedimentary layers and you're just telling me all the sediment just piled up right here.
I know it's stupid obvious once you see it. It's like how did it take me, this long to actually see with my eyes? And
Yeah, especially that this stuff, I mean, flat earth is in your face, but you get around it because you go about your life. But this stuff is everywhere. It's close to us. We can reach out and touch it at any time.
Yeah. Because if you
Because-
follow the geology story, this place was a water world for millions of years, to create all these mountains so high that it's just unthinkable, that's why.
yeah, no, but look, see, I mean, really, it just goes on and on and on and on.
So, Crystal, were you in the transvestigations before?
Back in 2019 is when I had the Kate Middleton realization.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I just saw Melanie in the chat said that you had gone down the Mr. T hole before. And I think that's great. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, really the whole transvestigation thing is one of the things that got me on this truth-seeking path. And megaliths first happened and then transvestigation. So yeah, that's what a rabbit hole the transvestigation stuff is.
Oh, I have one for you. You ready for this?
Okay.
Jennifer Garner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And did you see the movie Peppermint? All you got to do is watch the movie Peppermint. Boy, did they bring out the man, this and that. I mean, you can see the brow ridge, everything.
Totally a dude.
Oh, yeah.
And,
And 13 going on 30. There's a lot of parts in there where you can just see it.
It's so bad. I mean, and it's the same thing. I mean, it's right in your face. And I remember even before I got into the transvestigation stuff, thinking that certain actors and actresses just didn't look quite right. And then most of them just age horribly.
Exactly.
And I always thought it was so odd. I knew something was off, but I didn't know what was off.
Right. You know who's aged really poorly is Angelica Houston.
Oh,
You should look him up. OMG.
Adam's Family, right? Adam's Family.
Yes,
name?
yes.
Official? Okay.
Oh, you should see the way he aged.
Yeah.
crazy.
There's so many. Julia Roberts, I know, is one.
Oh, they've gone back so far. I mean, we even went and looked at like the president's wives and royalty, and it's vast.
And the reasons too. A lot of these men or guy are actually women, or they were women, not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inversion can start even in the womb. It starts that far back in certain cases from what I've read. I mean, I have no way to personally verify it, but
How about Cher?
oh yeah.
See her. CHER. See, they want you to see her, not him. Okay? They want you to see her. Now check this out. All the big head dresses. Think about Cher's big head dresses. It's to hide the large head that the men have, right? And the women do the big hair as well to hide that they have a small head. Okay, because like say the Bruno Marses or the Justin Biebers with the big bouffant hairdo in the front, like Elvis does. Well, and there's Elvis too. There's that.
Yeah.
And the Elvis Trump connection is fascinating. Have you ever looked at side-by-side photos of them and like the lips and the muscles in their face?
Well, we know he is too, or she is. They're all.
And of course, Bill Gates.
Yes.
He's so flaccid.
What about Carly Simon? You ever thought about that one?
Oh gosh, doesn't she have like a jaw like a can opener or something? That one.
She always struck me as odd.
Yeah, and they always have these really strange voices too and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a register that just is beyond what a normal woman would have because of the lung capacity.
Yeah, and some of them are castratos. That's why they're able to sing the way they do.
But look at this. So where I'm at in the park right here is called Hailstone Rock. Hail. Hailstone Rock.
Yeah.
This is just above it.
Wow.
Look at
that thing.
Totally an aperture, right?
Right.
Okay. So, but my
I like-
question is, what the heck is going on this rock?
These mortar balls. That's what.
Mortar balls.
Yes.
Bricklets and mortar balls.
I brought a bunch of them home with me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you go to probably make them to see what they are, they're probably gonna say it's limestone.
Okay. Okay.
We came to the conclusion that all the mortar melting and everything became either limestone and crystals and everything. Because if you look,
interesting. That makes sense.
if you look up the use for limestone and everything that they use it for mortar. So the reverse goes the same way.
Wow. Okay. Do you remember, guys, when I shared photos of Walnut Canyon and Flagstaff and how they were eroded limestone caves?
Right.
So yeah. Okay. So the limestone, a lot of what that limestone could have been the mortar then. Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Look at this, guys. Look at that seam and look at these bricks. Jeez.
Yes, you can see where they squeezed the structure, squeezed together, created that perfectly straight seam. Yeah, this one too.
And then there's, you can see a little bit of a seam that is formed here as well.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. And then see how it's round right there? It makes me think of like castle turrets, you know, and the cupolas.
Yes.
And here's a better shot of that seam right there.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then there's an area, there are several trails out there. I'm going to go back and do the other trails. But this was by the intersection of a trail called Mushroom Trail, I think is what it was. And there are these formations, like a bunch of other formations that look similar to this, that look like giant mushrooms. So I'll have to go hike that trail next time and get some photos. But of course, we know we're looking at structures. So, I mean, look at that. It's just so bricky. It's so blocky.
Yeah.
Sedimentary layers, really?
No, I don't think so.
And
look at this. Yeah. Oh, it melted. You can see it.
Yeah, I was kind of like pointing the camera uphill right here, and then you can see a seam there as well. Yeah. Look at this. What's going on here? So, I mean, incredible symmetry. And behind, on the right-hand side, see, Heather, it goes up here, and then it goes up there, and it goes up here. And then on the back side, there's a fourth one that goes up like that, like kind of like elbow.
Yeah.
So.
But did you ever see the show that we did, and I showed like the pictures from kind of the futuristic views with all the buildings everywhere? You know, this place looks like something like that, you know, but.
Yeah, those like super futuristic photos that yep. And beautiful sunset that evening. And then, of course, I mean, these are the same height.
Yeah.
I immediately noticed that. Once again, we have symmetry here in terms of height. And then look right here. And then it's just structure everywhere. I mean, once you have the eyes to see it. So.
Look at this. My gosh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
You see that all over the place here. These super flat surfaces coming up at an angle like that. And then,
those, yeah.
I like these shots from afar. You can really see the structure that were there. That's why they call some places like Castle Rock and Cathedral Rock and all of this.
But guys, I still have my stuff from Pueblo, Colorado, Trinidad, Colorado, Las Vegas, New Mexico, and
those Colorado stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess I'll do Colorado stuff. All right. Yes. Will you guys momentarily excuse me, please? I will be right back.
Do you want to take like a?
Yeah, we can take a break.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let me put on a song.
Okay.
And we'll be back in 5 minutes, guys.
Okie dokie.
Astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We the sheeple, hear no, see no, and speak no evil. We get lied to so much, it seems normal to be deceitful. We'll never be treated equal, and I wanna know why. Rich people start all the wars, but only poor people die. Just take a look, it's so easy to see the system is rigged by degenerate pigs targeting our innocent kids. They start programming you just as soon as you exit the womb. Now money is your god,
you must obey and consume.
Always practice conformity, stay within the majority. Never think for yourself and do not question authority. Man, I still can't even believe this is the way that they have us. I'm taking my chances, I have to try and wake up the masses. Can't get away from the madness, but still I'm trying my best. And as long as I'm still alive, I will fight till the death. Because we cannot let this be the end. It's now or never, sink or swim. The time has come for the great awakening.
Never sleep again.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Listen, I woke up with a fever today. Sick of the fact people believe everything that this evil media say. Morality has been deleted away. Zionist heathens display that they're the predators who see us as prey. Transparency is what they need to purvey. They even have us thinking that eating a fruit that has no seed is okay. Victims of greed and impeded by hate. The glaring question is, how can we get to God if Satan's leading the way? Ravenous witches, scientists with moral character glitches, preparing malicious conditions and sick narrative switches. The elite is wearing his privilege as he battles for riches, while the lower classes carry out the establishment's wishes. The portrayal of their intentions is unfair and fictitious, acting suspicious. Undercover agents snapping your pictures, suggestive messages embedded in the movies to trick us. Music and advertisement slickness plus remixture of scriptures. Come on.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's 2019, but it feels more like 1984. Our rights are fading away, every day they're taking more. It's time to stand and take action, what are we waiting for? They're waging war on humanity, this we can't ignore. My brain is sore from all the lies that they constantly feed us. Elitists that follow the phoenix can swallow a penis, and we're not gonna stop until we know all of your secrets. The Bible says in our final days our knowledge increases. That is exactly what's happening now on this challenging road that we're traveling down. We have to get rowdy, we have to get loud and keep spreading the truth and just pass it around. You work like a slave and you live in a loop. They're turning your sky into chemical soup. I'm always watching these videos, often like Richie from Boston, to give me the scoop. Waking the world up, dispensing the truth like a doctor that's handing out red pills to everyone. What in the world are they spraying up there in the air? It's aluminum, lithium, barium. Nobody notices, nobody cares. Everyone's greedy and nobody shares. I wanna help you, you'll be in my prayers, but now we must separate wheat from the tares.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay, great. We got your screen share up still. I'm going to let you continue on with this. And Shapu, I have something that requires my attention, so I'm going to let you just be in control of the screen share stuff and everything right now.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jen. So here we are in Pueblo, Colorado.
Nice.
Yep. It was 3 a.m. and
Is there a place called Pueblo in Arizona too?
yes,
Or-
I think there is.
Yes, it's good. Wow, but wow, what a building.
This is the courthouse in Pueblo, Colorado. And I remember when I was driving up to Colorado Springs, I passed through Pueblo during the day, but I needed to make it to Colorado Springs, so I couldn't stop. And I saw the courthouse from the highway, and my jaw just dropped. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to go back to Pueblo. And so I ended up getting through here at 3 a.m. So it was interesting. Kind of spooky, but I enjoyed it. But yes, anyway, this building, it reminds me a lot of the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. And I went to Chicago last summer to see what was left of the World's Fair buildings in Jackson Park. And the Museum of Science and Industry was used as the arts building during the fair, and it's one of the few remaining structures. And this building reminded me of that building, definitely the same builders. And just the grandeur and the scale and the ornamentation, and I love being by these structures, you
Yeah, and they always write in Roman language on them, and And they probably say that all of this was made with Portland cement again, Portland cement, like all of them.
And so what we're seeing here is underneath the concrete, it's brick.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And so it makes me think of that wall that we saw at Chiricahua
Yes. Yes.
Monument. Remember? And you could see kind of the red brick coloration through the gray.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I
Because
mean,
look, if you zoom in, you see like these blocks. This is just a covering. They're not really big blocks in this. What we see here, it's not the covering, because behind it, it's all red bricks. Because I have a friend that worked on repairing the same type of building here in Ottawa. We have like these old buildings, and he has to remove all of the covering and put a number on it to replace it at the same place. You know, they have all this grid, and behind all of this, it's always red bricks. You know, so they just repair the brick wall and put back the same stone that they have the covering. Yeah.
no, that's so interesting. And what Jen said earlier about the concrete being some sort of insulation.
Yeah.
That's interesting too, to think about how that worked.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look like how you make a battery, you know, the same thing. What's inside, there's always like a covering to protect the thing from outside interference and to keep like the energy only in the battery. So it acts as the same way, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. And here we are. This is what it's been repurposed as, the Pueblo County Courthouse.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So many criminals. You need a building like this, you know, to assess everyone.
I mean, it's so bizarre, because what we are looking at are buildings from a previous civilization, and the buildings were stolen and repurposed and given a fake history.
Because they probably said this was what is it they call, like founded in some year. But if you really look like the definition of founded, it's just built on an old foundation. You know, that's what it means.
That's the actual definition of founded.
That's the actual definition of founded. It's
I
built
did not know that.
on an old foundation. But like I said on the show, I think you were on when I said it, like found in French, it's fondre, and fond means melt, you know. So foundation is like built on the melt. It's just crazy.
Oh, what a play on words that is! Wow.
Yes.
So in French, it's found
like a foundry, you know,
okay. Yeah,
where
like
they melt stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But foundation there's the same word in the foundry with foundation, you know.
No, I mean the truth is just, it's like so close we can't even see it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just and so once you see it, you know, it's like this feeling of Alice really, you know, tumbling down the rabbit hole, and just this absolute feeling of disorientation once you realize that the whole world that you have come to believe is real is not.
Yeah.
And it's like the Sixth Sense when Bruce Willis realized he was dead. It's like that, a moment like that where you've been seeing everything inside out.
Yes. And you say it's real, but it's not. You know, it's real, but it's not. It's real.
It's not.
Yeah.
But here is, I actually made a video over here, and this beautiful brick church, totally antiquitect out, here in Pueblo, Colorado. And I was thinking about these cymatic windows and how, you know, a cavity will resonate at a certain frequency based on the size and shape and number of ports in the cabinet, right? Like built like a subwoofer, right?
Yes.
Different. So, and I remember like a year ago, I watched the Lost History of Flat Earth, Erwan or Error Anon, whatever that.
Yeah, at that time it was known as Iwar Anon.
Iwar Anon. Okay, and I really enjoyed that documentary, especially when he was showing the empty streets of St. Petersburg and all these great cities that were just empty. And what was it, about the mid 1800s? Really, really strange.
Yeah.
And he had mentioned that at one point in time that these structures, of course, being repurposed and used as churches, but that these structures didn't have glass, and that the structures could breathe, and that the glass actually is one of the things that crippled the functionality of the structure itself, because the structure could no longer breathe and vibrate.
Yeah.
Wow, I like
really
that.
good point, because like you said, like a subwoofer, you don't block like the opening, or the sound will just, I don't know, stay inside the box.
Yeah.
But like, it's the same thing with these cathedrals. They block like the sound coming off, or the vibration propagating. I don't even know.
It's so interesting to think about. And what's that structure in Italy where it's completely open at the top?
Oh, the Pantheon?
Yes.
Pantheon.
Yes.
And that the Pantheon is like totally brick ash flooded, mud flooded. I mean, there are these paintings I've seen of Pantheon, and there's like a whole level beneath it with stairs that go down. And it's beautiful. But it makes me think of that, and that, that's how all of these structures were, open air structures.
Yes.
And look how interesting it is, the different placement of the windows, where the windows are at, the Antiquitech on the top. But anyway, I'm getting long-winded. I just thought this was so interesting to think of it as an energy machine and how it worked. So.
Yeah. But talking about this Pantheon, why would you make like a hole on your top? Because it's not supposed to rain. When it's raining, it's just rain inside your building. But that tells me like probably there was no rain before or when they built it.
Oh wow, that's
why would you put a hole right on top when it can be filled with water? Anytime.
Wow.
It's just.
Do you think that there could have been something up there at one time and they took it down, or do you think it was constructed just the way it is?
I don't know, Jen. For
Because
what I've seen,
when you look at the interior of it, it has that those squares with the coning effect in each one, like you would see in a soundproof room or something like that, or in say a speaker system.
Yeah. No, from what I saw, I don't think there was anything on top to cover it. You need it for the vibration to come out and resonate everywhere.
Right. So this looks like it's mud flooded.
Oh yeah, big time.
Now, see, this would be the outer coating. See this outer shell on this building? Underneath this is brick. This is a facade. Now, if this melted down, now this is a thick facade. So most of it melts off, but you're left with, say, a thin layer of the coating, the exterior still on there, but you can make out, like, say, the brick pattern underneath. That's like some of the stuff we were looking at.
Wow. That's so interesting to think about that. I'm seeing how everything is fitting together. We see the melt, and then we see some of the structures, still remaining, and all the stages in between. It's so interesting to put all those.
Absolutely. It's incredible.
But Jen, while you were gone, just so you can see it, that's the courthouse. And
oh my gosh, look at this.
And I was having a moment. I actually made a video, and I mentioned you in the video, Jen. I still haven't put the videos on my channel. I have to finish editing them. But I was thinking about what you said about the millennial reign of Christ, because I've been down I am in the Tartaria rabbit hole, and have been for a very long time now. But I wonder if, to a degree, even though the whole Tartaria thing is a cover up for what was the millennial reign of Christ, because when I look at these structures, it feels like celestials built them. If that makes any sense. They're so grand and so precise. And we know Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking the millennial reign and the creativity that must have been emanating everywhere from everyone at the time, and you're building heaven on earth and in the glory of God. That this is how, I mean, we can't even fathom how they even would have came up with some of these structures, you know, the mathematics that are involved in the planning and everything. But if it was a millennial reign and creativity was exploding, and this is when these buildings were built, of course they would be glorious. Like the Baroque architecture that we see, where it's so overly elaborate and ornate and just decked out to the hilt.
Yeah. No, because these buildings could be probably just as functional without all the ornamentation. I'm not referring to Antiquitech, but I mean, these were more than just functional buildings that produced electricity and fed a grid. You know, there's an absolute expression of glory in these structures, divinity, and I mean, that's what I feel when I'm by these. It is almost like you can feel the presence of God when you're by some of these structures. It's much more to me than just a really advanced civilization that built these. It feels like something beyond that,
like heavenly.
Yeah. I mean, it feels heavenly, really. But anyway, yes. So same building. A lot of it is underground, and here, you can't make it out too well in this photo, but there's also like underground windows there as well.
And if you look past the railing, you can see down. That's what you were.
Yep. Yeah, it goes down a whole floor, and of course more. So, and then what?
Oh, I said that the name of the building is called the Veil.
Yeah, that's good.
The veil has been lifted.
Yeah, just beautiful brickwork, very old building. And like this.
And you see that this is an old the previous one. It said fireproof, you know.
Yeah.
And I have a book from the 1800s, and they advertised these buildings as fireproof.
Really?
But later in San Francisco, fire destroyed them all. So what's going on?
To me, they were destroying the millennial reign buildings, as many as that they could, to hide it.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're hiding God's creation, telling us we're on a ball hurtling through space. They're hiding the millennial reign. They're hiding God's judgment.
And that we come from a primordial soup, you know.
Right. It was just one accident. Yeah.
It's so ridiculous when you really start to think about that. But you know what this reminded me of? The space between these two buildings, slot canyons.
Yeah.
And like that one photo at Chiricahua Monument, where, you know, it's a super straight wall and a corner, makes me think of that. Just anyway, this really caught my eye. So, and here, of course, underground windows.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Yeah. Beautiful cupola. And yeah, just
look at that.
This was just a quick drive through at 3 a.m. So I really have to go back. And this is the power plant, which was interesting because it's this huge very old brick building, intermixed with all of this, you know, new modern, you know, substation stuff. And it was just so interesting to see the different timelines all existing in the same place. So, and just the sound of everything buzzing, it was very, very creepy.
Huh.
And then I have a lot of metal in my spine from an accident. And so I really feel electricity and radio waves and stuff like that.
Now when you hear the electricity, it's got that weird hum kind of static sound to it and stuff. You can hear the vibration of but I think, you know, during the millennial reign, there was a symphony through the air, like that one building that we heard turn on in Indonesia, Shipu, where it lit up top and it almost sounded like a symphony coming out of it. Martin
I
shared it.
I know just the sound you are talking about because I have rewound on that video for like that 5-6 seconds where you hear that ringing.
Yes.
I have watched that at least 100 times. Just that sound, like a gong almost.
Now imagine it tuning up, powering up to the frequency, and other buildings around it powering up to their frequencies, and it being literally like a symphony through the air, the ether.
Wow. And think about the physical bodies of people in this harmonizing environment. And think about how that affected your physical form.
Right.
And, we talk about how like the Great Stink of London and all these old world structures having no plumbing, but they have all these fountains everywhere. So it makes no sense, right? And so, I mean, biologically, were we, quite different than we are now? Did we really not need to consume food, or at least maybe we just lived off fruit? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we were at a higher vibrational frequency. We were surrounded by higher vibrational frequencies. There was an abundance of everything. Nobody wanted for anything. There was no rich and poor. You could see that throughout whatever's left of the old world kingdom, the millennial reign, that it looked like everybody had everything they needed. And it didn't seem like maybe they had to consume as much food as we do and expel out what our bodies didn't need. I think they were, how do I want to say it, sustained by the frequency around them. This symphony that is playing, the abundance of love and joy and all that is sustaining in itself because you're at those higher vibrational frequencies. We're at a low density state where we have to constantly feed ourselves.
Yeah. But we eat today to like sustain ourselves to live, but that's not what, because we still have this digestive system and these taste buds. But back then they probably eat for fun, for experience, for the love of it,
Right.
not for sustainability like we do today, because they didn't have
like living to eat, not eating to live.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Then
Yeah, no, that's a wonderful way of putting it. Yeah. And maybe they were able to just recycle their waste, or they had, so produce so much less waste than we do that they were able to completely recycle it. And there were no need for like sewer systems and et cetera. Just what's really sad is you find a lot of these beautiful underground brick tunnels that have been repurposed as sewers. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there was a flow of water going through everything. Now, if that had to do something with the flow of frequency and how the water was working in tandem with the energies of the buildings and the civilization here, I don't know. But there's definitely was an abundance of fresh water everywhere.
Living waters.
Living waters, yes. Look at this building. I mean, most of it is underground. Look at that.
Yeah. Look at the angle. And now, as I'm driving now, just to give you the setting. So as I'm driving into Trinidad, Colorado, all right, this is what this stuff I'm passing by. I mean, I'm passing by these huge melted structures on the way there. And then I love this building. I would love to live in an old house like this. It's my haunted house, ghostly fantasy. I would love to live in a home like this one day. And
now
so,
go back to that house real quick. Go back to that house. So
Intertech?
Martin had mentioned about the wrought iron on the roofs and stuff. I saw this a lot in Cape May, New Jersey when I went there with my family. And I definitely feel like, yes, it has part of the tech, part of the functionality. It's not just ornate aesthetics, that this fencing plays a part with the tech as well.
yes, and most of these old buildings have like a copper top or something like that.
It's a copper top battery.
That's copper top battery. And most of these old houses in the attic, they had these supernatural experiences, but probably because of the electromagnetics of the roofing and these antiquitech antennas making like something appear there.
That's such an interesting thought.
Yes, I know.
There do seem to be concentrations of paranormal activity in certain structures, which are usually old brick structures. Isn't that interesting?
Yes,
That's interesting.
Wow, Sheepu, good one.
yes,
Yeah.
and they took a lot of them copper tops off. They say because they needed to make bullets, but probably for another reason.
That is so interesting. I'll tell you, whenever there's a thunderstorm, I remember when I was little, I would get so scared because I felt like I could feel ghosts when there was a thunderstorm outside. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I always feel like I can pick up on other things when there's electrical activity in the area.
Mhm.
So,
No, people
Right.
are more tuned to these electromagnetic phenomena. That's what they are. So.
it would be fun for us to get together and do the stuff with the meters, the EMF meters, and go spook around. But yes, so this building is not too far from that massive melted structure. And so, are we looking at the same timeline, same cataclysm? Did this building survive the cataclysm, whereas the one on the hilltop didn't survive? And what we are looking at here is brick ash mud flow. Or are we looking at entirely different timelines? I don't know.
I don't know. Can you zoom in on the corner, the bottom corner of
Yeah,
the
the
building?
bottom corner, yeah, in the front there.
Right here?
Yeah.
I want to see if they are like cement block or stones. They look like they turn to stone. It's
Yeah,
probably
and you can see the coating on this thing too. The plaster coating has melted off of the parts of the building too, as well.
Yeah.
But I really liked this town. I could totally live in Trinidad, Colorado. It's definitely it has an interesting vibe.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that.
Isn't it? Those colors. And look, of course, we have the
a lot of these buildings in my area.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of brick in the old world.
There just wasn't shortage of anything, and
Right.
energy, bricks, workmanship. It's great.
But guys, this really blew my mind. Look at the view from Main Street.
Wow.
I mean, come on. And I loved how there's a little bit of brick here, and then, nothing to see here. Just don't mind it's the giant melted building in the background.
Wow.
I know, right?
They almost remind me kind of like of Herodium or like the cooling towers that you see at nuclear plants,
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. And here's little Jasmine. And
look at how ornate these buildings were.
I'd love to buy one of these old buildings like in a downtown and turn it into apartments and live in it. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. A whole underground level right there. Probably more too.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there's a lot happening just in one wall. So look at this, guys. We have obviously part of it underground.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have these windows bricked up. But that's a different kind of brick from this brick, which is, you see, how many timelines are we looking at just in this one wall?
Wow.
And then there's Antiquitech on the top of this chimneys, whatever it was.
I see it. Look at that.
Is it functional Antiquitech or was it just styled after Antiquitech? I don't know, but I mean, caught my eye.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, in what year? Maybe start of the 1800s. They started to sell these type of thing to protect from lightning.
Oh yeah.
So
Lightning rods.
that narrative to, I guess, discredit like the Antiquitech, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And so I am now inside a church. I made a video, and I am inside. We'll get to that here. I'm inside this church.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take a lot of photos because I made a video right before walking in. Here's the church I'm inside of. There we go. So I'm in this building, and there was actual Sunday services going on. It was like 7 a.m. And I had my camera going just for a moment as I stepped inside to for the Sunday service, because I was just really curious about the inside of the structure. And of course, we have the Knights Templar cross up here, and just the symbology everywhere is so
Did you see that Iron Cross up there, Shifu?
Yes, that's what she was showing. Yeah.
And I'm really glad Sunday services were happening, because I was so curious to see what was going on in this building. And I started thinking about this stuff while I was in there. I was playing on my phone. And all of the religious symbols and how they're so similar to electrical symbols. Yep. So I was thinking about that because I saw this. And I was thinking about, we're inside an energy structure, of course, and there's this huge vaulted ceiling. And we have this large metal canister. And I was just thinking about, in terms of this being a functional building and electricity, and, what the purpose was for this. If this is something much older that was, part of the tech of the church, the structure. And then I was looking at this, and it made me think of references to red mercury.
Yeah.
And then you get into and then I watched a documentary about King Henry VIII and the dissolution of the monasteries, and how in a lot of these monasteries, the vials of red mercury were hidden in the walls. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no, I never heard that.
Yeah, super interesting stuff. But no, I was just thinking about the functional purpose for all of this stuff, all the ornamentation and that we see inside of churches, a whole hidden truth behind it. So, okay, moving on. Just more very old buildings, but I am getting to something super interesting. So I'm going to go through these kind of quickly. Oh, and I took a picture of the chipped corner of the building. This building right here. That photo was taken right there.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I was thinking, is this like more modern cinder block? What are we looking at here? I don't know.
Huh.
That's just, again, that's probably just the covering.
Yeah, the outer. Yeah. See how where the red brick is, and you have that exterior molding on the corners right there next to your cursor, and that's
right here.
Yeah, all that, but they have that more of it covering that part of the building over to the left. Underneath that facade is more brick.
Okay. But let's see. Moving on. Here we have the massive melted building in the distance again. We have more tech.
Nice.
Oh, these were the very old bleachers. Look at this, guys. All right, so the name of the town is on top of a melted building.
Oh, my gosh. You can't make this stuff up. Jeez, look at this. Can we zoom in?
No, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, guys, there's so much happening right here.
That thing is so melted.
I mean, just think about everything happening in this one photograph.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, isn't it though?
Wow.
I mean, it's like the intersection of truth and untruth and different timelines and narratives. I mean, just bam, all culminating in this one photo. It was one of those laugh out loud moments for me when I saw it. Like, you got to be shitting me, really? So, sorry, but okay.
That is really
good. Another picture of that church. Okay, so I thought this was interesting. This building was dated to 1888. Perhaps that's when it was found. So, interesting. And a little closer view of that Antiquitech.
Heck yeah, look at that thing. Huh.
It is quite beautiful. Same wall again.
Oh, the kitty.
Yeah.
So cute. Looks like my Lola girl.
What a cool life for a cat living
She's
in this
hiding
old.
in a melted building.
Yeah. Yeah. What a cool place to live. If I was a cat, I would want to live there too. So, and then look at the sky behind it. But interesting, the cloud formations.
Right.
Yeah. And then different timelines here on the bricks as well. These definitely look damaged to me here on the left.
Yeah, that's an older structure. It looks like they've built some new stuff onto it.
And so this is the corner of that building.
Wow.
And, this is what is behind that newer brick.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I thought this large iron beam running through the corner here was interesting as well.
Yeah. Probably goes up to the top of the building too.
So seeing some of the functional guts of the building right there.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of places that they just put a new brick wall just like that in front of the old one, because it's much better than just to tear it down, because it's melted together.
Yeah, just last night I was taking a walk in Florence, Arizona, downtown, and I was seeing just what you spoke about. That new brick covering up the old brick, because there was part of the wall that hadn't been covered at all, and it was it's interesting. And then within this wall, we have still the red brick coloration very apparent in some of these bricks.
Yeah. Wow.
Hello there, brick. So moving along, just more pictures. Oh, that's my wonderful friend Para.
Yes.
So cool to meet her.
I can
With her
sketch you.
Aw.
She got a nice shirt. Her shirt. Yeah.
Can you go back 2 pictures to where the brick was covering the old brick?
To right here?
Yeah, right there. Okay. Now, can you zoom in on the new brick? Right
Yes.
where it hugs the old brick there, you can see
New
the
brick,
white
brick.
mortar lines really clear to the newer brick. The white mortar lines there. Okay, now.
Right here?
Yeah. Okay, and then you can see the old border lines there. Shapu, I just sent you 2 pictures. I want you to bring them up, and we'll take a look at them in comparison to this brick here with the mortar lines. So Shapu's going to screen share real quick, and then we're going to go back to this, what you have up here.
Okay.
So just
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's still loading on my end, so give me a second. So here we have a melted together conglomeration of red brick where you can still see the mortar in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, the brick and the mortar has melted, but it's crystallized as well. If he was able to zoom in on this, you could see the crystallization within the mortar lines themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so there's that, and it looks just like your brick there hanging off the wall. But this has been under the extreme heat event. We were looking at newer brick leaning up against, put up against old brick. But yeah, you can see the crystallized mortar lines and the heat damage.
What a different way of looking at that, than what we've been taught. Oh, those are quartz veins that formed over.
Parallel. They always run parallel to each other, or, in some kind of weird wavy way, they're paralleling each other and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Very good observation there. Okay. So let's see.
Go back to your pictures.
And we already looked at that one. Yeah, that one's great. Okay. And all right. So now we're getting into the meat of what I wanted to share from Trinidad, Colorado. So this is everything from this point on is occurring basically at a corner, at an intersection. Mm-hmm. And look at this repurposing of a tower. Immediately, that's what I thought.
Putting all their nasty tech all over it.
Yeah. And we now have these, cell phone antennas on them, or cell phone death antennas. Mm-hmm. If that's even what I mean, there could be other stuff in there as well. But on this old repurposed tower, I thought that was so fascinating. The intersection, once again, of all these different timelines and civilizations. Right there on that tower.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. All right. Look at this. Look at what is behind the stucco, guys.
It's always there, guys. And it's muffed up too. Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So that would be your outer coating that we're talking about. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm saying? Wow.
And wow. So it appears as though what's behind this stucco has been heat damaged. And so I'm wondering, is this stucco quite new in comparison? I don't know. I'm just trying to
probably it's been refurbished more than once.
Maybe this stucco was put on in 1903 on the building that was already here.
Exactly. Yeah. Something to that effect, most likely.
So I'm guessing this was found in 1903, fixed up, not built in 1903.
Yes.
Because the evidence is right there. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah. But look at that, guys.
That's a good find right there, Crystal. Boom, baby.
Yeah, boom. This is a boom baby moment for sure.
That's right.
Damn. Okay, so here's a closer picture so you can really begin to see the damage.
Look at the melted mortar in between them, too.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Now, also keep in mind what's on the hill, right? Just on the hill behind this building is that Trinidad sign on that melted building.
That's right.
So, I mean, just think of everything happening in this one location.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I stayed at this corner itself for like 3 hours, just like with my jaw hanging open. So
I love it. You're in it to win it, girl.
Guys, it gets even, the rabbit hole gets deeper yet.
Oh, look at this wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to get into, guys. All right, so check it out. Super old church, right? Energy building. It's got this ginormous dome on the top. I've got some photos of that. And then immediately I'm like, what is going on with this wall? So I have some much closer photos. Let's get into
Oh, we can see the bricks in it.
Yeah, I saw the little red bricks.
And this was just across the way. I snapped a photo of that, but look at all of the Antiquitech there.
Yeah, look at that.
Connection to the ether.
It's always the tower in the center with 4 either domes or spires going around it.
Yeah. Wow. And then this, little closer pic. Okay, so now we're going to start getting into that wall and into this church because it's really crazy, guys.
So what's on the ground here? What's this on the ground?
You know, at first I thought they were old railroad tracks and I was super excited, but they're not. It's just stuff for gardening, like the little plastic things.
Oh, all right.
Dividers.
But looks like they sealed off something.
Mm-hmm. Boy, would I like to know what's behind there.
It's behind wall number 2.
Yeah. Crazy, huh? All right. So now we're going to get into some closer photos of this wall and how it connects to what's going on at the church. So everything will tie in together here in a moment.
Okay.
So first of all, let's just look at the composition of this wall for a moment, okay? So, all right. We have like all these bits of broken brick, all right? And I was trying to figure out, well, is this a melted wall? And I came to the conclusion that no, it's not a melted wall, but what we are looking at is a debris flow. And I'll get into why I think that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Because and what I'm thinking is that this debris flow, right, mud flow, brick ash flow, whatever it was composed of, took out a bunch of buildings, all right?
Yeah.
And bricks from debris got churned into what became this hillside. And at one point in time, this hillside was excavated and a wall turned into a wall to make this garden that is now in front of the church.
Yeah.
And so cut down through the hillside, and they put some stucco on it because you can see some stucco remaining right there. And then these blocks were put in front of this wall. Now, again, I'm just brainstorming. I can't say with 100% certainty, but that's the timeline that came to me. And I made a video. I put it on my channel, a video of walking around here. It's super detailed. So here is another view of that wall that was on the right-hand side of where we were just at.
Wow.
So this is what's in front of what appears to be a debris flow. And so, but this looks damaged too. It doesn't look like shoddy construction. It also looks damaged. So I'm just trying to figure out the timeline, and it's really complex.
But maybe there was like this wall, and this is the wall that stopped the flow that you were talking about.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know where. Like.
Yeah, maybe. Now, oh, hold on. I'll get to that thought in a moment. But all the debris.
Yeah.
In here. I don't know if this is I don't think this is a melted wall. What do you guys see?
Oh, Jenny's not there. Sorry. Well,
In despair.
It's really, I guess it could have been like melted and heated. There you can see bricks.
Yeah.
The mortar is really janky. I don't know what it was made, but I don't think that anyone would have build it like this. But your idea of the melt flow, it's taken out the building. It's really good.
And I was wondering about the temperature of the flow. Like if it was just a mud flow, it wouldn't be hot. But if it was a brick ash flow, it would have been hot. I was just one of the things I was thinking about. And if the flow itself could have somehow deformed some of the stuff that was in it, I don't know. But look at that.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
that is incredible evidence right there. Look at that brick.
Yeah. Just a lot happening right here.
Yeah.
And then on this brick, it says Trinidad. And so I wonder if we could go back and date, when these bricks were made. I'm not sure.
It'd be cool to find a brick with a name and a date on it.
Yes, it was made locally, so.
But do you see this brick right there in the corner?
Yeah.
I brought that home.
Nice. I love it.
Brick. Yeah. So I thought that it could be helpful one day. Trying to figure out the timeline going on here. So here's why I think what we are looking at is a debris flow. Look at the church.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It flowed right in. Look at that.
So yeah, that church has been buried in a debris flow, and we can see what its constituents are there on the side where it's been cut into.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, anyway. I just
that thing probably goes down another 3-4 floors.
Yeah. Yeah, how much of this is buried?
Where's ground level?
And but here's that dome on the top.
Yeah, look at that. It looks like it would have had some tech up there, maybe even. Maybe they took it down.
Here's a closer view of how it's buried.
Oh, yeah.
There's a top of a door right there or something. But yeah, super buried structure. 1911 cornerstone. And then I read this whole plaque in my video. So it's pretty interesting. Another pic of that. And another view of the church.
The building that we were in Seattle, a guy was in there working on the building. He let us come in and ask him a few questions, and he said that building, and this was in downtown Seattle, went another 2.5 stories down that he knew of. 2.5 stories. First off, these were like 12-foot high ceilings. And why would it go 2.5? You know what I mean?
That's amazing. But guys, I still have a lot more, and I'm sure you guys have some stuff to share too. I mean, do you want me to keep going, or do you guys have some stuff would you like to do?
What we could do is we could switch over to Shapu's stuff, and we could always come back and do a part 2 for this and show more stuff on another day. That would be great.
Sure. And that being said, let me just give you a super quick teaser of what I found at Bandera Volcano. I'll just show you one picture. All right. And I could talk about this place for an hour just by itself.
I love it.
Because there were melted bricks everywhere.
Just another volcano spitting out bricks. Yeah. Look at this.
Oh, you know what? What am I doing? Why am I showing you pictures? Here, let me stop my screen share. I have them sitting next to me.
Oh,
okay. So I'm
that's even better.
Yeah, can I just show them to you?
Yeah,
and then we'll switch.
We're gonna put you on big screen.
Okay. And okay. Am I on big screen?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
You have to come off your screen share. Did you stop
sharing? My screen share. Okay, so
let me see if I can remove it. Hold on.
And stop. Yes. There we go.
All right, now I'm going to take us out. Well, you won't be able to hear us talk to you, though.
Okay.
Now, let me see if it'll work for me. Shapu, can you take us out?
I have way too much light on me, don't I? Is that better? Oh, wait, I can't hear you guys. Hopefully that's better. So I found these along the trail at Bandera Volcano. And there is a collapsed lava tube there, which you can clearly tell is a collapsed structure. But yeah, these were everywhere. I just took like 5 or 6 with me. The entire trail side, the entire hillside, everywhere you go, this spatter cone is nothing but these. So here's number 1.
Guys, look at that right there. Yeah, look at it. Just look at it.
There's this. So they sell these in the gift shop in a bucket, and tons of stones like this with these 90-degree angles are for sale for $5, and they call them lava rocks. I hope you can see. I hope my lighting's okay. Let me turn on an overhead light. Maybe that helps. Hey, that's a lot better, isn't it? Okay. All right, so here's that one. And let me show this one again since the light's a little better. Lava rock. This is a lava rock. You can buy it in the gift shop for $5. All right. And here's another lava rock for you. And in the video, I made a video out there, and you can see me picking up these particular pieces right off the ground. So you know that is indeed where I found these. All right. And
guys, that's a brick.
Every day of the week.
I love that thing, Jen. Every day of the week. All right, here's another lava rock. Again, this is one that you can see in my video of me picking it up right off the ground on the trail. All right, and so let's look at the front. It's a brick. And here's one more.
I
Motherfucker.
Here we go. Look at that. Melted freaking bricks everywhere at Bandera Volcano. All right, guys, that's my show and tell. So thank you. Do I need to do I? Oh, okay.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Everywhere. Your spatter cone was made of these. So
nice.
Yes.
But
Look, I have the closest thing to it.
And Chaput doesn't even have volcanoes in his area.
No, that's a real brick. Yeah. But, as you can see, like the transition of what you just showed, you know.
Man.
Yeah, it's all crumbling. I can hear like the pieces just crumbling. It's so heated.
But Jen and Shipu, thank you so much for listening to me this long and letting me share all this stuff. It makes me so happy and so I feel so fulfilled being able to connect with other people in this community, and I just really appreciate it. So thank you.
Why don't you stand up again real quick and show us your shirt?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, look at how nice it looks on you. I love it. Thank you.
Like I said, it's been a really cool conversation starter. So, I mean, it's a good way to spread the word.
Well, we're going to add you to the collage here behind us.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
You got to send a picture to Jen.
Yeah, or I can
even to do that. I forgot, Jen. I'm sorry.
I can even screenshot it off of this video with you standing up like that. You know, I'll get something. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But we love your boots on the ground, Crystal. It's amazing to have someone go there. Actually, you know, it's
yeah. And we need more people doing that. And you are in the perfect location for it. You just have so much going on around you in every direction. It's amazing.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you again, guys.
Oh, it's no problem. We're going to stick around for Shapu's presentation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Shapu's always got good stuff.
He's got some stuff that you might not have heard of yet.
Okay.
Some places in Colorado you might want to go look, I guess.
Oh, I'm going to go to the Pinnacles. Remember you posted some stuff about the Pinnacles in Death Valley?
Yes.
That's like 6 hours for me. I'm going to go check it out here in the next few weeks. So.
Oh, nice.
All right. I like your colors, Jen, in the back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, change the lighting a little.
Yes, I changed my profile, like picture and background on Facebook, and it's actually the same colors as your background.
Yeah, it looks good. I like that one that you did.
It's just amazing. Oh, it looks like the same thing that you have. Yeah, where do I go? I'm lost. Oh, there. No, what? I lost my page. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. Hit that ball, girl.
Yeah, it helps. You know, it really helps a lot with creativity. Honestly, it really does.
Yeah,
with clarity and yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and it's totally legal here.
It was meant to be. We were meant to ingest it somehow, so it's all good.
No, it's crazy. I have a dispensary like 20 miles from me. I can just.
And this store, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have 33 people here, just like earlier. When I don't know what it is with YouTube, and I always have 33 people watching. It's funny.
I have something cool to tell you guys while Shipu is getting set up. So so you guys, I'm sure, have heard of Tombstone, Arizona.
Right.
The town of Tombstone. Okay, so there's a silver mine in Tombstone. And I was looking at the different tours that they do. And they have, like the 20-minute tour, the 1-hour tour, and they have a 7-hour tour. And on the 7-hour tour, you go outside of the main touristy spots and you go down over 400 feet and they take you all over this mine. Wow. And I'm going to be doing that in December. So yeah, I'm scheduled for December. It's booked up over a month out. So I'm going to get a ton of stuff and I'd love to share it with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to have you back on for that. That would be great.
Yeah, like your ape cave stuff was really great. Bricks in there, and
Oh my gosh, we were climbing over brick everywhere. I mean, everywhere I just pointed my light because I had a headlamp on and I had my camera and I was just kept going.
no, we have these like vast open spaces, especially where I live. It doesn't take long to be out in the middle of nothingness out here, just 100 miles in any direction. And I just wonder, the realm before it was destroyed, were there these vast areas of nature? Because what we have now isn't nature per se; it's just destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder, what was the realm like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There weren't waterfalls probably, because I don't know, because we know a lot of waterfalls come out of broken buildings. So
Have you seen what I showed on the Mona Lisa?
no, I have not seen one.
The Mona Lisa
Yeah,
in the background. Next time you look at the Mona Lisa, check out in the background. There's melted buildings.
Really?
Yes. In the painting, yes, there's melted buildings.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
When was the Mona Lisa supposedly painted? Do you know approximately the year?
I'm not
Let me
sure.
look that up real quick.
1600s?
I have no idea. When was Mona Lisa painted?
It's Da Vinci, so
1503.
1500s.
Yeah.
And
1600s.
I forget where it was I saw it. Maybe on Mind Unveiled. They were talking about the pigments in the paints.
Right.
And how, okay, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. It seems like they had the molecular granular structure even more microscopic than what we use today, if I'm saying it correctly. Is that right, Chipu?
I'm not sure if that's what she was mentioning, but
Yeah, no, you're on the right track there, Jen. They were talking about the size of the paint particles and like in the microns, if I recall correctly, and how even our finest paints nowadays doesn't even come close in quality to what was like the Mona Lisa was painted with, the pigments used. That's interesting.
Yeah, and they supposedly didn't have electricity, so.
no, there's this thing with the paintings, because they have like these whole oil paintings, and after like this 1700s, there was no more oil painting. It got back to water-based paint, so something happened. They had to rediscover the oil-based paint to make this, because they lost the technology somehow, just like NASA, They,
Yeah,
process
we
to bring
lost
it
that
back.
technology. Yeah. What? I mean, they're not even trying, dude. It's just people believe whatever.
But you were talking about these shaft. You go into this 400 feet shaft down. There's even more bigger one, like 1,000 feet shaft going down from an elevator. It took like 20 minutes to go down. How do you make one of these?
Yeah, how do you make a vertical?
Yeah. It takes 20 minutes just to go down in an elevator. Imagine just digging it. It's unimaginable. It's just crazy. And they say there are mines,
How in the hell were these mines? Like the kimberlite diamond mines. Aren't those some of the deepest mines in the world?
Oh, the Kimberly. Oh, yeah. We did a show on it. It's
yeah?
amazing.
I got to watch that.
1,000 feet.
How about the one, the diamond mine we did a show on where it looks like they're excavating like an archaeological site? Is that it?
That's the one, yes.
Oh my gosh, that place is crazy.
Oh, but guys, since we're all on screen share, and I think Sheepu's still finding his stuff, one more show and tell. Okay, here's my first edition.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Really nice.
Oh, wow. You got to take some pictures from that book and send them to me.
It's beautiful. The artwork is just phenomenal. And there's a history, a chapter just on the history of all of the previous expositions. And like, here's some of the whole book is full of artwork. and a lot of the buildings themselves at the fair. And well, anyway, it's interesting because in the chapter about previous expositions, that is where, and in the introduction, it's interesting because you can see how the narrative on the fair is being created even back then. And like they talk about the funding and how the fair buildings were funded and how much they cost, and how much how profitable the fairs were, and like what percent was made from concessions, and like these, you know, super detailed financial reports on the fairs, and even like for how much it cost to build the buildings. And
yeah, they barely made a profit off any of these things too.
And it's like, you mean there's a budget in this book? It breaks down the budget not only for the 1893 fairs, but some of the other fairs. Yeah. And how much was spent on the building of the buildings. And
you know what I'd like to know, if your book has any pictures of Tesla, Westinghouse, or Edison at the fairs with their technology. That's what I'd like to know is in that book, because any fair that they showcase their technologies, there's only supposedly the technology and their name in lights, but they're not nowhere to be found at these fairs with pictures.
That's interesting.
They were never there.
That's really interesting. That the whole Tesla thing, no doubt a brilliant mind, but I think he just reverse engineered a lot of technology that was already existing.
Yeah, he was the face. He was the face for this, you know.
For that narrative, yeah. It was already there. It was just they had to have a storyline that they could control to come out and even unravel in such a way that would be conspiratorial to a certain extent, because people love that. But yet it's like a circle jerk to a certain extent until you get to the deeper levels of truth and realize that all of this stuff is all false narratives put over to hide the truth of everything.
You know, if you read it, like if you read the story, he says that he had these visions from the Venusians, you know, the aliens from Venus. That's where he got the technology,
which,
you know.
We know is not possible.
Right.
All right. So I guess I'll get into
we're gonna get into it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shipu. I thought you were still getting your stuff.
No, I was ready a long time ago, but it's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think we were.
Oh no, we love conversation. It's okay. We love it.
Okay.
Yeah, look, this is the colors of my new background. Same colors as your room, Jen.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Purple and like the orange.
It's melted.
Yeah, this is in Fort Zverdev
in Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, I like your profile picture.
Yeah, and this one, like I put it the same color.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Just to match. Thank you. All right, so let's get into what can we go look first. Oh, you were looking at the same kind of structure in Colorado that you showed the crystal, just like this Castle Rock in Whitetail. You see it right here.
Yep, I see it. Yeah, that's very, very, very similar.
Yes, it's to me it looks exactly the same.
Same thing.
They put like a star on it with a flag.
Oh my gosh, that is the same thing.
Yes.
Wow. You know what we need? LiDAR would be really cool. A drone set up with LiDAR. Wouldn't that be revealing, guys?
Yes. Yes. And you can see like there's remnants all over. Yes.
Damn.
A hill.
That's a buried castle.
Yes.
Buried and melted.
Just a one big hill.
That looks like herodium. Can you go back to that picture? Look at that.
Yes.
Wow.
Very interesting.
And close up, you can see the straight blocks
Yeah.
going on.
And all the apertures and that like cross bedding stuff, that's not cross bedding.
Yeah. These, what do you call it? Melt striations.
Wow.
And you can
Where
see
is it?
this is in white tail.
White. Okay. Okay.
What? Wait, I can't. I've got like a one picture, a white tail. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's the name of the city. I guess it's white, or the city is called Castle Rock. I
Okay.
think yes, it's Castle Rock, Colorado. The city is called the same thing as this place.
Yeah. Your sign said Castle Rock on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's just like the hill that I
Okay.
climbed up around here in my area too.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. You can see how it melted and got wider at the base, but the
Yes.
top is still kind of intact.
Yes. Yes. Looks like this.
Wow.
Jeez.
So I have not as many as usual because it takes too long just to go through all of my pictures. I'll just take a little of everything. And you can see like higher up, arches, blocks, even blocks lying around.
Wow. And you can see right there in the middle, if you go straight up, that aperture right there. Yeah, like that arch.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Jeez.
What else? Yeah.
That is so similar to that Salt River Canyon that I started with, like my first.
Is this the one that had, yeah, like where the Trinidad sign was with the flag next to that?
Oh yeah, it's very similar to that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the same.
Yeah.
And here, look, they tell you the trail to go up this castle mountain, but you can see like there's like melted steps or things everywhere. Straight edges.
Looks like some of like the stuff you see in Turkey with the melted steps.
Yes. Yes. I have another high up picture. This place. You can see there too. There's another top.
Another one.
Yeah. But there's no structure on this one. I don't know what they did to it.
It's so weird. We just live around complete and utter destruction everywhere.
Yes. Yes. And I think that was, this is the other one. A closer look at the other mound.
Jeez.
That's very Herodium looking as well.
Yes. There was some kind of flow here, you can see. And you can see all the background. These incredible structures. And back then they had like that train station going straight to it.
Very treacherous terrain to have built a rail through.
Yes.
The terrain is so rugged out here.
Yes, these train tracks are something to look into because there were a lot of them, and it's all across the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go from one way to the other. I will show you what I was talking about. This Hans Peak lookout earlier.
Yes, I remember.
And this is the look from this place. But look,
Wow, that looks like a pyramid.
exactly. Look how pyramid-like it is.
Yeah, even the other one next to it too.
Yeah, But wait until you see what this white stuff is.
Is it mortar melt? Or like concrete melt? Or just ash?
Even better. You will see. You can still see all the pieces to it right now.
Are they the little balls?
It's all rubble from bricks, I guess. Like you don't see it yet. You see
Guys,
this.
that's like hailstone rock at that place that I shared earlier.
Yes, that's what I thought you were there. But look, it's all rubble.
It's all brick. Look at it. Get all the right angles. It's a pyramid. Look, that looks like a melted pyramid right there.
Fucker.
Yes,
That's a pyramid, all right.
as you can see, look.
Oh, geez.
All of it is this.
Oh my gosh. It's just a giant pile of debris, of rubble. It's a pile of rubble, just like you said. It's a damn pile of...
It's just a pile of rubble. That's all it is.
A pile of rubble of brick.
Yes. And you can see.
You can't handle the truth.
That is nuts.
You can't handle the truth.
But from far away, it only looks like a regular mountain. But if you go in, it's just
You get up on it.
it's just rubble. And there's this lookout on top of it. I don't know what war was there, but it looks like an old kind of bunker.
Interesting. Look at that.
Yeah.
Damn.
It could be a pocket of survival of whatever this thing was.
I'm not sure because I got an old picture like this. Look.
Oh, see, look at this. Oh.
Interesting. Yeah, like all the Native American ruins around here that have that appearance, you know?
Like maybe they put something over it to refurbish it. I don't know what's going on here.
Because we can see like the stones underneath.
What's happened to it since then?
That's mystery that I didn't look for.
Oh,
but
this one. It's all like
here.
They have refurbished it. You can see like there's nothing on top here, but now it's like new. There's windows and. But yes, look, this pyramid.
Wow.
This is it. And now you know that all of this, it's a big pile of rubble.
That is insane, dude.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is on top of it?
Yes.
Huh.
Man. And it's so weird, you know, you get people that go up to these places and take selfies and are like, I'm in alignment with my chakras. And I get it. I mean, I love to go out in nature too, but it's
and
really...
Yes, and this is the view from the top of the hill. Look at how crazy it is. But you can see another pyramid like here, everywhere. Yeah.
Rolling hills of waste.
Right.
I'm not trying to sound morbid or depressed. I mean, that's not it, but that's what it is, guys.
Yeah, we live on the rubble of the old world.
Remember the live stream we did on the natural pile of bricks?
Yes.
That volcano that spit out bricks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And this is in Colorado. What part now?
It's in Clark. It's called
Clark, Colorado. Okay.
And it's called Hunt.
I'm gonna have to go out there at some point.
Yeah. Go explore.
Nuts.
What else can we look at? Something. Oh, these painting mines or something. It's called Painted Mines in Callahan, Colorado. And it's just an amazing thing to look at.
Wow.
It's got that Sodom and Gomorrah vibe.
Right.
Yes. Look.
That was a fervent heat.
Wow.
And if you look like
Oh my gosh. That's a mind-blowing photograph.
Yeah, you can see like the melt flow here, just solidified.
Agreed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this looks like ice cream. Looks like a bowl of ice cream.
Damn.
Yeah. Closer look, and again these boulders.
Yeah. Boulders. I mean, you can see the churned melt flow right there and the bricky texture. That's just nuts.
Yeah, because it's this one. Yes, I have read that it looks like it's brittle, but it's really hard. It's hard like this. It looks like sandy, but it's really hard stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the stuff we see in Cappadocia in Turkey, that area there.
Yes.
These are a little more melted down, though.
No, and so we're taught that these would be sedimentary layers that through erosion ended up looking like this, right?
Yes.
Just
pretty much. Took millions of years to form.
Yeah, that and a lot of time.
Yes, exactly. A lot of rain, a lot of water, a lot of time. Lots of everything.
Wow.
I'll go to a little faster than usual because I want to show you many spots.
Looking at all those colors. Maybe different temperatures?
Yes. Or material, temperatures.
Lots of factors in this X factor.
And if they were like melted more, they probably called it like the Rainbow Mountains in Peru.
Right.
China.
That's so strange, the Rainbow Mountains in Peru.
Yes. There's the same kind of mountains in China and I think in...
Well, I was thinking about St. Basil's in Russia and how colorful that building is. And if those buildings were colorful and made of materials with all that color in it, would it be such a stretch to think that when it melted down, it would have some of this left over in it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Wow. I mean, this looks like a little bit like some of the stuff you find in that last photo anyway, like in Iceland. I think we should do a group trip to Iceland.
Oh my gosh, Iceland. Yeah, there's a volcano there that's not a volcano. I'd love to go in it.
Yeah.
And like the Faroe Islands.
Jeez. Yeah, but Faroe Islands are crazy.
That is
pyramid. All right, so
wow,
this place is
pretty
crazy.
Did you see, Crystal? We showed a video. I think it was our last one, or with Martin, where that the Brick Truth girl was on that beach. That brick. It was all brick on that beach.
Yeah. Yes. The whole coastline. Yeah.
That were the craziest looking bricks and stuff.
Yeah. Leanne, right?
Leanne, yes.
Yes, Leanne. I'm sorry. So this is quartz crystal mixed with crystal, which is mortar. And I think the quartz crystal is where there's more brick content in the mortar crystal that turns it to this rose quartz crystal.
Yes. And this brick, But this is what we look. This is this. Is this? You know,
Boom, baby.
a piece of it.
You can't handle the truth.
They melted. Close-up shot with the covering off, and you can see like all the rubble melted.
Heck yeah. It's right there.
Yeah. Formations that we see everywhere.
That's just amazing.
Yeah. And again, like just like the wall you showed with all of the pieces.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the
all the
mouth.
different stuff in it.
Yes.
Jeez. Makes me think of the whole, gemstone thing and gemstone healing and not poking fun at it, but just, understanding where a lot of these stones came from and it's, geez.
Yes, and it doesn't change anything because the power of the stones, it's what you gave to them, it's your own thoughts that make the power true to you.
Yeah.
Sure, they gave us some kind of frequency depending of what they are, but the power of the stones, it's from you, not the stone itself. That's what most people doesn't get. Just like spells and everything, if you believe in them, they are real for you. Doesn't mean it can affect someone else unless they believe it too.
All power is within us, I suppose.
Yes.
You've been taught that it's external of us.
Yes. And there you went to Garden of the Gods. You didn't show pictures, but I will show the pictures because this place is just crazy.
Yeah. It's huge, absolutely massive.
Yeah. And you can see it's all melt everywhere.
Just like a giant walls or something.
Yes. Wow. Like walkways or like this.
Oh yeah,
look at that castle right there in the middle.
This.
Wow, look at it. Look, you can see all kinds of apertures too on all those other things.
Yes, all of this.
Like windows and stuff. Kind of reminds me of Bald Rock.
Bald's
Pyramid. Excuse me, Bald's Pyramid.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You showed a video of the guy in the squirrel suit, I think, flying by.
Yeah. We did a whole live stream on Bald's Pyramid too. But yeah, he flies past it in his wingsuit.
You know what this reminds me of, but just on a massive scale, is when you get these shale formations. Is it slate or shale? One of them stands straight up, and they, by definition, and reminds me of that when you get these outcroppings of slate that stand straight up.
Yeah, we were showing some of Patty's stuff on that one wall. Remember the brick looked like it was standing straight up like this
on the top of the wall. It was like poking up.
Yes, I saw like this. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy looking.
Yeah. This place is just amazing. They got like arches everywhere, and this is the place near there. It's the amphitheater.
Oh my gosh! Look at that! It's a collapsed building.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. It's a collapsed and tilted structure.
Yep.
I mean, just the scale. Oh my gosh! Just the scale of that, and to not know what that is. I mean, it's like it really is living in a complete dream state. Just
right.
Living in the Matrix.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Look at
they are like they say it's the plates that was pushed up.
Tectonic plates. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get pushed up with window and door apertures all through them.
Yeah.
For millions of years.
And with the melt flow like this, what's causing this? Not water for sure,
Yeah, it looks like it's melting literally like ice cream.
Yes.
And it looks like there's apertures up there.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I've got another picture, same place, but
You can see how it collapsed down in sections.
Yes.
Like the top layer, the top being at a greater angle than the collapses beneath it. You can see like the different layering of collapse. And it's all just melted and settled on itself.
Yeah, it even looks like it's like sliding backwards a little, like on itself. Yeah.
Man, that's nuts.
And again, this one. But this gardens, yeah. Easy.
That is
people can go up and hike up there. And there's some arches on top.
God. I see it.
I think I've got a better picture of it. But where is it? These ones are the same ones. And you got these mortar hills, they all white.
My gosh, look at that.
Looks like all the mortar was compressed out of it, when you squish something.
Yes.
And the liquid pours out.
Look at that up top there where you're circling just up top a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Look at that. That's weird looking.
Aperture right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some kind of cave.
And then, of course, look in the background.
I know. I was just looking at it. I was like,
Looks like the pyramid in Russia. No, was it Tibet?
Yeah, Mount Kailash.
Yes, Kailash.
Mount Kailash.
Golly.
Is it admitted? Pyramid.
And this reminds me of Hayers Rock or Uluru in Australia.
Yeah, it looks spongy looking.
Yes. It was very viscous, but the size of it is crazy. And you've got these balancing rock again.
Of course, with brick in the corner right there.
Yeah, the corner.
Yeah. Nothing to see here. Move on. Sedimentary layers took millions of years. Keep going.
The bottom.
There was a flood and it washed that rock up there at that angle.
They're like, slap a plaque on it and let's keep going.
Exactly.
Shipu, in the last photo, do you mind going back?
This one.
The balancing rock one. In the lower right hand corner, like you can see the mortar lines where the mortar was between.
Yes.
Mortar's like oozed out between the bricks.
Yes.
That's a hell of a photo.
Yes. Pretty nice. Nice observation. Yes, you can see like where the bricks and the lines were. Yes.
Oh my goodness, look at that right there. Yeah, look at it. Just look at it.
You nailed it, Jen. Oh my gosh.
And this is on top of one of these things. And again, like you said, you can see like the mortar line.
And the mortar is always running parallel. If it's not melted down and oozy looking, even in its ooziest state sometimes, it's still running parallel to itself in some way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get like the layering.
Yeah.
And like the terracing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It oozes out in a layer.
Wow. That looks like a melted castle of some sort or something.
Yes.
Wow.
Same rock.
Colorado is definitely melted. Look at this thing. Just unbelievable. Isn't this fun doing the melted states of America?
Yes, I found.
Awesome idea, yeah.
And you find a lot of crazy stuff, crazy places. And I want to show, yeah, look.
Look at that. What?
It's all melted.
Wow. It's so melted, you just can't even make anything out anymore.
It's got that Valley of Fire State Park vibe, you know, the one in Nevada.
Yes. Yes. I want to show like the arch on top of it. Where is it? Yeah, look at this side of it. You can really see it. Lots.
Oh my God, Shapoo, that's amazing right there. Can we zoom in anymore?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this.
The mortar melt.
Look at that. Look at that one white line there, zipping around in that gray stuff. Yeah, look at that. Wow, this is so cool. And then look, it looks like some brick right there.
Yeah.
Wow. And then it solidifies mid-melt, and it stays that way. It's just, you know,
Yeah, you can see that.
fused together.
It's really high.
Yeah, you're really high there. Wow, look at this. Oh my God.
Oh
my gosh. My mind is melting right now.
Yeah.
So instead of blowing your mind, you're melting your mind.
No, I just can't stop thinking about how we live surrounded by ruins all of our lives have not seen that. I mean, that's heavy.
Look at the mortar in that. Shapoo, look at it. Right by, down there by this foot and stuff. It looked like there was some mortar lines running through right where they're walking and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And they call this red sandstone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is the arch, but
Jeez, it's
You can see how it collapsed and it curved.
yeah.
And then in the front right-hand side, it looks like it kind of tilted forward and slid down. If that makes sense. Kind of slid toward us.
Uh-huh.
Not here.
No, on the right-hand side.
On this?
Yeah, that area right there. Yeah. It almost looks like something that you can see it sliding down.
Yeah. Can see there was something. Yeah, here. Yeah, here you see it better. The top part of the place. The arch melted, but everything else too.
Yeah, you can make out brick lines in there.
Yeah.
Melty brick lines.
Sliding on the side like this.
Yeah, I think a lot of that, what do they call, what were you saying? Cross bedding is just sliding and slippage of the building. That's all.
Yeah.
Cross bedding.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you were talking about, Crystal, in geology? Cross bedding.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the slippage of the building, slippage and sliding.
No, I definitely see what you mean there. And I wonder if it has to do with something, because you see that pattern so frequently, if it has to do with the temperature variations as things solidify.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow like how, you know, a crystal will form in solution at a certain temperature and expand and point in a certain direction. I wonder if these angles, like here at the Red Rocks Amphitheater, if we're seeing something that, if it's not just the structure lines, but if it's something that like grew in solution as the melt was solidifying, if that makes any sense. Am I making sense?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I see what you're saying. Yeah. A lot of processes were taking place during this heat and solidification process as well. Things settling, things getting pushed around, pushed up. I mean, it's hard to say.
Yes, creating crystals and minerals. Yes.
I'm wondering if the melt itself created certain geometry. trying to explain.
Oh, yes, because there are here in this place what boundaries that the what we call the creator made, because all the same basis, and they need to follow the basis, the structural basis of things, you know. So that's how you can create like these the polygonal walls,
Yep.
stuff like that. What can I go? I'm trying to just take the best ones to for sure. Oh, this one I really like. Del Norte in Colorado. It's really close to New Mexico. And there's this incredible arch.
Oh, wow.
My goodness. Wow.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, from afar. Doesn't
Huh.
look like anything, but as we go in, you will see the bricks.
Once you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame ass geology tricks.
You can see the blocky texture, the bricky texture.
Oh, yeah. Look at it.
Bricks
It
are
almost
still-
reminds me of that melted aqueduct.
Oh, the one where it's dripping from the top?
Yes, the drippy melted aqueduct.
Almost, yes.
Look at this, guys. Oh, my God.
But now you don't see like the size of it. But wait till you see like a person. Look, look
Wow.
how big it is. You know.
Oh, wow.
You know.
These structures are just so massive.
Look at all this brick just popping out everywhere.
Maybe that's what the realm was. Maybe the realm was a continuous building.
Exactly. The continents and everything. Yes.
There was no nature as we know it.
But nature was on it.
Yes, yes, yes. And plant life was contained to certain areas.
Yes, probably only the top part.
Yes.
Top parts of buildings.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe the whole realm is a building, or was a building, was a structure. The whole thing was a structure.
Superstructure.
The whole realm was a structure.
Yes, and there are like stuff that in science fiction that they do, like in Star Trek they had like this planet that was all a construct. It's all buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yes.
depictions of the flat Earth plane with nothing but buildings on it.
Like that city in Star Wars. The one that starts with a C.
Floating city. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
you're exactly right, Crystal.
There's two spots I wanted to show it in.
Remember when we did Italy and Salerno, and we showed the coastline, how it was all building, even going down underwater?
Yes. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. There were some, I was looking at, what was it? An island somewhere. I don't remember. A tiny island in the middle of nowhere. And the entire coastline, the entire island was just a melted structure. And in the middle of the island, the highest, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is it called Bella Island?
Oh, it might be.
Yeah, that place.
And like the center of the island was the highest point.
Mhm.
And it was just all a network of caves, and it was super charred and blackened.
Oh, wow.
And so the whole thing, I mean, the entire island itself is part of a melted structure. Okay, so what's it on? So what's the ocean floor? And it goes on and on. So
yeah,
Bella Island, Italy.
but if this, I don't know, it makes you wonder what nature actually is, because when we think of nature, we think of going to the lake and sitting under a tree, and maybe the realm was nothing like that.
I want to try to bring up Bella Island real quick before we get out of here, because it's really, really cool. I haven't done a live stream on it in a long time, but you can see that the whole island is the building.
Yeah. There's another one, Hormel Island, or Wow, Shipu. Where is this?
This is again in Del Norte.
Still in Del Norte. Okay.
Yes, and this is called Madonna of Penitente, I guess.
Wow.
Yes, you can see the size of this amazing big wall structure, but you can see like the block lines right there.
Absolutely clear structural lines right there. That is incredible.
I'm sending you a text message, Shapu. So that's one picture.
And look, you can see like the covering, like, or the melt.
Wow.
What do we call again? The
Like the insulator?
yeah.
No, it's like a rock curtain.
Yes, exactly. I'm having a blank right now.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes, the rock curtain over it. You can clearly see like there's a space underneath.
Yeah, there is a space. Yeah.
And the space is there because the differentials of heat. This was hotter than the things underneath, so it kept like a space between them. You can see it when you try to put water in your plants.
Mm-hmm.
It stays on top of the surface of the dirt until it becomes the same. It became the same temperature, and then it sips in.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yes.
So that fracture was the result of heat differentials within the structure itself.
Yes, exactly.
As it was, I suppose, solidifying.
Yes. And clearly, you can see some melt right there on top of it.
The stucco concrete melt.
Yes, it's exactly like stucco. So you sent me some Bella Island stuff, Jen?
Yeah, I'm sending you some stuff. Just take a look at it.
If you want, I got a folder of it.
Oh, you do? Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Of course you do. Duh, why am I even wasting my time?
Yeah. Shipu is definitely a Meltology encyclopedia.
Oh, for real.
Oh yeah, I like it so much. Like I always said, I wanted to be an archaeologist until I look into it and know that the institute, what is it called again? The Smithsonian controls everything.
Right.
And if you find out something that goes against their narrative, then
Cover it up.
Yes, you're covered up and your license is revoked and you don't got a job anymore. So it's so controlled.
Isn't that what happened with that expedition to the Grand Canyon? Wasn't it the Smithsonian that covered up the artifacts that were found?
Yeah.
It was like back in 1910 or something?
Yes. So do you want me to show the Bella Island now?
Yeah, you know what? Just open up, before you open up your screen share onto my message thing, just bring up the pictures that I sent you.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm always. Why is he doing that? Always like that. Sorry to come back to my
technical difficulties. It's okay. We'll work through it. This last one that I sent you of Bella Island is amazing. Gosh, I remember when I covered this. So the dates on this is supposed to be from the early 1800s. Somebody had this thing supposedly built for their wife. I don't know if it was royalty or not, but it's pretty crazy, this island. You can see that the whole thing is the building. And you can see there's tech all over it. They call it Baroque architecture because it's Baroque. It doesn't work anymore. Yeah,
That's good.
it's pretty cool. There's just crazy tech all over this thing. All right, here we go.
Yes. Yeah, this thing.
Oh my gosh. It's like a star fort.
Yeah, it's a floating one.
Yeah, this place is crazy, guys.
I never heard about this. This is amazing.
No, okay, I've got to find my folder of it now.
Yeah, it's Bella Island in Italy. Now, see, it's called Baroque Park.
Oh, this.
Yeah, Baroque Park Garden of Island Bella. Baroque.
Yes. It's amazing.
Look at this thing. It's like a ziggurat.
Yeah. Yeah.
The oldest etching I could find about this place, this whole island till the other one, it's one piece, Jen.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, I would love to look at those old.
Okay, look, Bella Island. I'm trying. I should just make a search for it, but I'll try to find it real quick.
You have so many folders.
Yeah,
You're an inspiration for me to organize my stuff a bit better, Shipu.
Right?
Yeah, I try to, but even me, I get overwhelmed sometimes.
Yeah, no, I just have everything in like one folder and it's really bad. So I'm working on it slowly but surely.
Girl, I am so disorganized with my stuff. It's crazy.
I've got a lot of it, that's for sure. But man,
I'll just search for it, I guess.
but thank you. I feel better, Jen.
You're not alone.
All of this labeled folders. What is this?
No, he makes everybody look bad.
Yeah, I was one day I was just tired to look, so I decided to just put it in folder, and
Yeah.
I did it every
A million folders later.
Yeah.
One day I'll actually be caught up on my email and my pictures will be organized and it will all be at the same time. It's going to be a great day.
I'll just. Oh man, I know it's there. It shouldn't be far away. Bella Island. I've got a search bar usually, but I don't see it right now. I don't know where it went.
Of course.
So what if all land mass is actually the remnants of structure?
Mm-hmm.
What if?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've gone down this path of thinking a couple years back. Yeah, because I started to realize it's like, well, it's everywhere. We don't know where ground level is. I mean, you go underwater off the coastlines or even just in the deep ocean looking at stuff. It's everywhere. So there's a place called China Wall off of Hawaii where you can go diving. It's actually called China Wall, and it looks like a brick wall underwater. Yeah.
No doubt it is. But no, I'm just, I mean, our whole physical reality, you know, what we understand our physical world to be is the product of complete and utter destruction. I mean, I'm not saying let's not make the best of it, but I'm just saying once you realize what it is.
Once you realize that it's a lot to take in and digest and work into your life and your new reality that you're living in now, because not only is this an amazing discovery, you discover everything that goes along with this discovery, the narrative that must go behind it, you know, Occam's razor here.
What is there another name for it?
It's like Bella Island, Bella Island.
Oh, okay, maybe I put it in.
Like all topography, riverbeds, streams, I mean, coastlines. Like
There's a lot of man-made canals all over France. It's just
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. It's all, thank you, Jen.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I should have said that in the beginning, but it's not always present in the title, that first word.
Yeah.
Look at
Because
this.
it-
Yeah,
it
we
is-
can zoom in on these pictures.
Yes.
I love Bella
that
Island.
looks so incredibly old.
All right. And this is just the top of whatever this thing is, I think.
Yeah, because this is on the coastlines of this place, because it's a Lake Maggiore, it's called, and this whole lake in Italy is just crazy. But imagine building this, it's just crazy. And this is another one of these islands.
You can see
Would have
art
been-
sculptures there and stuff.
Oh yes,
Another one of those absolutely impossible to build places.
yes, yes. Because look, there's nothing else. You can see that it goes really deep.
Yep. The whole thing is the building, guys. The whole thing.
Yes, I think I've got now this another place, just the same lake around it. But
Must be a network of caves beneath it.
Look
Yes.
at this thing.
Yes, I think you can go do some diving in this place,
That would be epic.
because this is the coastline of
But
it.
as you go around the coastline of the island, I think I had shown drone footage or some kind of boat riding around it. Yeah, you can see the melt all the way around it.
Yes.
Wow, that
And look
reminds
how
me of that one.
Look how it's terraced. Remember all the terracing we saw in Arizona?
Yeah, yeah.
But go ahead, say what you're going to say. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Down at the bottom on the last picture, it reminded me of some of the super cooked out lighthouses that we've seen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, it's just the whole all the walls. It's all brick.
Oh yes, it's all brick. But this is one of the old ones, but it's not the hatching I was talking about. But yes,
Look at this place. I
Look.
mean, it's amazing.
and the pictures from the inside, and not inside, but on it is just
And
full
look
of.
at all the tech.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
all the Antiquitech.
All the Antiquitech all over it. It looks like circuitry. You can go inside this place and into it. Like the whole thing's a building.
Yes. No painting of it. But this is right in the middle of this pyramid.
And look, these are like obelisks all over it with tech on it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy place. Again.
Oh yeah, look at the melt there.
Shipu,
Yes.
can you please zoom in on the bottom there where it's super scorched?
Yeah,
Do you
look
see
at
how there's that like 45-degree angle forming there in the melt?
Yes.
That's what I was trying to talk about and explain earlier at Garden of the Gods and at Red Rocks Amphitheater, how there's that 45-degree angle.
Uh-huh.
And I wonder if that angle itself has to do with the mechanics of the melt, and that the angle isn't so much the result of structure as it is the mechanics of the melt.
Yeah, if
That
it's
makes
melting and deforming and pushing out, like, you know, when you have butter in a frying pan and the bottom of it starts to bubble up and out away from the stick of butter itself. This is what we're seeing here.
God, yeah, that makes it make more sense. Yeah.
But
I
these
see.
yes, but what you're talking about, these angle, Rose mentioned it on the show, like the angles of sorrow, because the 90 degrees angles are like the bad angles, and the good angles are the 45-degree angles.
Oh,
And
interesting.
you can see this on a lot of symbolism.
What? That is so interesting.
And the energy, if you go look like old German stuff, the 45 degree angles of the energy of our body is the good one, and the straight angles are like creative negative energy. Yeah, it's another subject on itself.
Shibu, that's absolutely fascinating. Where can I find out more information about that again? Is there who was
Where did I learned that like 10 years ago when researching like German technology, and if you knew German medicine, they touch
Okay.
about it a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I was just wondering what I should Google. That's interesting.
But I could send you some pictures and some pictures with the text on them explaining what they are.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, but I have a folder about it.
Of course you do.
Shibu with folders, no.
I would be surprised if you didn't.
Yeah. I wouldn't do my job good. Okay, so
email her the folder.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where it is. Look, this.
Oh, look at this.
You see how far it goes?
What?
If
yes.
I look, it's not. It goes to this other island.
Right.
Yeah, wait,
oh my gosh.
This is without any vegetation on it too. It's like you're seeing it. Like what? What?
Look,
How did they build this?
At the end of the this look, the building is not even as big. First of all, but
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing. Those two little other islands are part of that same larger structure.
Yes.
That's nuts.
It looks like tech. The whole thing looks like tech, like a circuit board. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It looks like an electrical component, like one of those little, that you plug into the board. It doesn't it all the pins and like the pins that you have on components and
exactly.
Yeah.
It just it looks electrical.
Yes. So much stuff that
oh my gosh, look at that. All the way down to the water. The coastline is the building here.
Yeah, look at this, Where does the building start and where does it end? You don't know. But this is the coastline.
And there's arches right all the way down to the water. Yeah, look at that.
3 arches.
Incredible.
Just like you said, the coastline of Italy and all of it is just melted building.
Yeah.
Yep. And the sooner you figure that out, the better off you'll be.
All coastlines are melted.
Look at this.
Have you looked at Scotland and Ireland?
Oh yeah, like the Devil's Causeway and
all of it. Like even if you just do like a drone footage of the areas and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible.
Man.
I'll try to find. Not try. I will find it because.
Do not try. Only do.
I know exactly where it is. Yeah, maybe it's in this one.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a broken record here, but I just can't stop this one particular thought. We have this idea of what the realm is, right? And when it came into existence, what it looked like, and it had mountains and valleys and lakes and rivers and oceans and continents and all these things. But that's not what this place was originally. Like, not at all.
Exactly. It's blowing your mind, isn't it?
It never stops blowing my mind. It just kind of
go to sleep thinking about it. You wake up thinking about it. I mean, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You just can't.
We live in like a totally post-apocalyptic wasteland, right? And all of our lives we've been like, oh, the mountains are so majestic. and like that, the Sound of Music lady, dancing in the mountains. Right? That's what we think. We think of, majesty and nature. And sure, it's beautiful in a way, but it's destruction. I know I've said that like 8 times tonight already, but I can't stop thinking about it.
No, because you're at that thought right now and you're digesting it, and I love to hear you verbalize it, because so many people come to that. I came to that crossroads about 2 years ago, and since then I've worked it into my consciousness, and I'm okay with it. And then I start to realize that, what could have caused this destruction. And then we get into the cyclical nature of the plane, God's judgment, X factor. How long ago did this happen?
Repopulation.
An inquisitive mind would have tons of questions about this X factor event. I don't see how people can glaze over it and be like, oh, well, you're crazy. Yeah, maybe that's a melted brick over there, but whatever, like, how does this? Yeah, it's a clinker. Calm down over there. How's this changed my life at all? It is life changing to find out that not only that what you live on was a lie and you're finding the truth about that, but absolutely everything that surrounds us, including everything under our feet, has been hidden from us. And it's always been right here in front of our faces this whole time.
Yeah. Exactly.
You said it, Jen. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm still in the digesting, phase of this information, and geez.
Yes. I guess I'll have to find it.
It's all good. We're going on 4 hours, guys. I think we're going to probably wrap it up. Yeah.
It does not seem that long. This is
I know. But we could definitely do a part 2. I'm down with that.
I would love to do a part 2.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, I lost you there, Jan. Are you logging off?
Yeah, we're going to get ready to go. I want to make sure everybody subs and bells Crystal's channel, The Melted Truth. It is in the description below this live stream. Also, Shapu's channel. And he has made a channel on BitChute called The Ripple Effect Archive, which is also, the link to that is in the description below as well. And Shapu's PayPal, if anybody would like to help support his research and his many, many folders. Click that PayPal link, guys. Thank you again, Crystal, so much. We love you, and we love your boots on the ground. And just one more time before we go, stand up and show us your shirt.
Oh, absolutely.
It just looks so good on you. I love it. There you go.
No, it's great. Walking around, especially at parks, national parks, people ask you what's going on. So it's a wonderful way to spread the word, get the information.
So you've had a time to, figure out a way. Do you find it difficult to explain to people right off the bat what this whole Meltology thing is and stuff? Because I feel like I have to take like a good hour and stand there and talk with somebody about it. It's hard to get a condensed version together for somebody, but we are getting more questions and more, when you're wearing your shirt out and stuff.
I still feel like I have to explain 20 things before I start getting into what Meltology is. I have to lay this groundwork first. Yeah. And people, by the time I've got the groundwork laid, a lot of people just want to leave. So it's like, but I haven't even gotten to the good part. Wait.
I go like this to them. I'm like, you see how that looks melted? It's because it is. Or it was. And they're like, oh, it does look melted. At least I get that in there,
I'm still working. I'm still working on my presentation because it's so much to explain. And it's like, how do you explain it in anything less than an hour? But yeah, I'm not nervous talking to people about it as much as I was. So, I believe it to be true. And so that makes it so much easier to talk about when it is true.
Right now. Yeah, the evidence is right there. You can't deny it. You just cannot deny the melt. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. I love you guys so much. And like I always say, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing. We are